start paying for Roll20.
No.
I have way too
Whoa.
many images and maps uploaded, and it's like no more.
Oh, go back and delete old ones.
I've done
I do
that,
it all the time.
and it's still not letting me.
That's not good.
Yeah, giving me the good old haha. It did for like the first few, and then afterwards it was just like,
How many did you delete?
I've deleted like 5 or 6.
5 or 6 images?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to do way more than that. Like, you got to delete a good 30.
It's like, call it all.
It's bullshit, I know, but yeah.
I think I wouldn't mind paying for. I don't think I'd benefit from anything else of it, but besides the storage, really.
20 is evil like that.
There's dynamic lighting, whatever that is.
Oh, that's cool as shit. I do like dynamic lighting. It means as you move our tokens, only we can see like 15 feet in front of us and the rest is blacked out.
We're
That's the fun
supposed to
part.
see. Except Castilla and Circe, who don't have dark vision, so be like 5 feet.
Okay. So we pick back up. Yeah, some of your icons left, by the way. So I don't know why. I didn't delete them, but they just disappeared.
That's okay.
That's what it is. Most of those characters are not here right now, anyways. Except for Osera, unfortunately, is just gone.
Womp womp.
Oh, not our queen.
Abby
She'll be
uploaded,
back.
like, almost all, at least all the ones she has right now of her fire spirits, and they're just gone.
It's okay. I have them. Voila!
Okay,
There she is.
Womp womp.
We're picking back up where we left off. I assume you, Circe, and Castilla, was there anything else you wanted to do at the end of your watch before it ends? Because we still have Vikda's and Spis's watch left.
Can I? Now that because I just saw a man be there and then not be there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
Can I? I could just keep saying it over and over again. Like the idea is going to sound better in my head. I can see out the window. Can I focus on using a moat and a wild shape to summon Danica outside the window? And my goal is, because it's Danica, she's a fairy dragon, and fairy dragons have invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I want that to manifest with Osera. So Danica is like invisible when I summon her outside the window.
Okay. Yeah, you use moats and you summon Danica outside the window. This fiery form of your little fairy dragon.
And is she able to go invisible as she's outside?
She is.
Oh, she isn't. Oh, great. Since we have a connection, I will tell Osera mentally, just have a look around. See, can you find the guy? Don't like spend forever out there. Can you see him? Can you see the monster? Like any sign of the monster is if you find the man, just see if he's alive or dead. Like, get the vibe, basically. And while I'm doing this, I'm just like looking out the window. Like, I'm not trying to like peek Castilla that anything's wrong. I'm just like looking out the window like I was before, staring at the moon.
Something wrong, Circe? No? No?
Nothing. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
The moon is just so pretty tonight.
I really have gotten to be a big fan of the moon.
So
And I don't know if it's going to be relevant, but because Osera and by extension Danica are connected, soul connected, basically. I can feel if she gets attacked and dies.
Mm-hmm.
So although I can't see her, I can still feel if she's there, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's going to be relevant, but I just wanted to put it out there. And then I'll tell her to kind of have a little look around, maybe like 10 minutes, 20 minutes tops, and then to come back to the window and like fiery teleport into the window to kind of make it look like, because when she fiery teleports, she will become visible again. So at the same time, Circe's going to make it look like she summons Danica.
Okay. So you send out Danica. Well, a few minutes passed. 5, 10, and then you feel your connection disappear.
Oh.
You
Oh,
catch
no.
at the very edge of the darkness these 2 red orbs moving in a fast motion. This trail behind the orbs as they move, kind of like when you move your hands in dim light and you can see the after image pass through.
Ooh.
The orbs kind of sit low for a little bit and they rise up somewhat high and then dash across very rapidly. As you continue looking for a few minutes before you pull back, you see in one of the locations in the edge these kind of spines sticking off the ground. They have almost a black coloration to them with a bit of silver, and they have a very metallic shine as they're pricked onto the ground in multiple areas.
Okay. I guess I don't know. I suppose it depends on how much Castilla is paying attention, but I'm going to try and make it
Not
sort
that
of
much.
seem great. I'm very uninterested in the moon suddenly. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm done with the window. Okay, they can see invisibility, which is interesting. Yeah, okay. That's kind of all I do. I sort of make myself scarce from the window, make it seem like I'm like, okay, I'm done now. And then I'll sort of like sit back down with Castilla wherever she may be and sort of like just lean my back against her arm as we sort of wait for our watch to be done with.
Anything else you want to do, Castilla?
Castilla is mostly just taking it easy, keeping her eyes on Pepperjack with lots of anxiety. Yeah, she's kind of out of it for the rest of the night.
All right. Well, with that, your watch would end as you switch off with the other 2.
I would tell Vikda and Vel telepathically. I this reminds me of a TV show I used to watch as a kid, but I would be like, hey, it's me, don't react. I saw something out of the window that maybe, probably, almost definitely murdered a man, but it was like so quick that there was like no way we could have done anything about it. I sent Osera outside to have a little look, and she was invisible, and it definitely, sort of, most definitely also killed her. So, out of the window, just make sure everything's all Gucci. But don't tell Castilla, because Castilla is very, 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 very sensitive right now. And I feel like if we told her that one of our people died, she might lose it. So I wanted you to know to be safe, but please don't tell her if anything bad happens. At least, like, maybe just wait until she seems a little bit better before we broach the topic. Okay. Have a great night.
Have a great night.
Have a great night. Don't tell Castilla. Haha.
Bye.
So during watch, a man got murdered, eaten by a mysterious creature who can also see through invisibility and travel through the shadows. Anyway, have fun. Good night. I'm going to bed.
See you in the morning.
Have fun. Christ. Okay.
We're so sane.
How much is Castilla paying attention to?
None.
Okay, cool, great. If Castilla is paying attention, or was paying attention, Spis's face would absolutely, spill everything.
Look of dread flashes across Mrs. face.
Spis is just absolutely staring at Circe, just in like a mild horror. Just like, oh my god. And
Yeah.
she's gonna go plop down next to the window.
Yeah, Vikda is gonna take a seat on the like just on the bed where he was sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
and while Circe is saying that message to him and Spis, Vikta is gonna start getting out I do various torches because I know I got rid of those ages ago. That's probably not surprised. But yeah, Vikta. Vikta is gonna get out various pieces of that scrap metal from ages. Just various pieces of scrap metal that could be like easily held in hand. Anything that can be held in hand, like because the scrap metal the scrap metal that I'm referring to specifically was scavenged from the metal horse chariots in Eden. So it would be like these like the spikes, some spokes of some chain links, whatever. All that, just getting all that stuff out.
Okay.
And everything around here seems to have gone off the deep end.
Just a little bit. Spis is gonna look out the window and see if she can see anything. She does have dark vision if that changes anything.
It helps a little bit. You can see the darkness. You can see how empty the street is. Make a perception check.
I see another man get dragged off.
More men die tonight.
A perception is that's pretty good.
23. That's pretty good. You look out and you pay attention. You see markings all over the ground in certain areas. Some signs of perhaps stains on some of the walls. A little bit not too far off in the distance, towards where the woods are, you see the two glowing red orbs. and it dashes around, kind of like almost like something that's stalking the area, but doesn't seem like it wants it or it can't get in to the center. It just runs in circles around like if there was some sort of fence. And at times it gets somewhat close, and you can see these large claws like creak into the ends of your dark vision. A tail whips here and there within the edges of the darkness, but you can't distinctly tell what it is. You do know that it isn't small by any means. It's not gargantuan either, but it's definitely not tiny.
Whatever's out there, whatever that thing is, it doesn't look good.
Was it? There is something out there. And Victor's gonna get his own spot by the window and presumably get the same sight Spis has.
I'll make a perception check.
Alrighty.
She's gonna try and help by pointing out like the red orbs and describing like what she sees, like the tail, like you know when you like try and describe a constellation to help
Good.
someone find it.
Do it with
That is
advantage.
That was a 15 at first, and this one is a 10.
Okay. Well, with the 15 and with the help, you would be able to see some of the details that I've explained. The tail, perhaps slight instances of the claw. Still not enough for the both of you to kind of give a full image of what the thing is. You do notice a distinct, something distinct about it. The claws, while made of what you would expect, some sort of bone or something, or nail of sort, the almost hands or arms or paws or whatever the case would be of said thing definitely has more of a fur texture to it, and so does the tail, though the very ends of the tail give off almost a silvery sharp design to the quills that are pricking out of it, kind of like daggers sticking out of the ends of the tails.
And is it only the one creature that we're seeing?
So far, yeah, that's all you see. You look around and there's not really signs of anything else. You occasionally see things move here and there within the brush or in the outskirts of the woods, but that is the most noticeable thing.
Okay. Right. What's at the very least, that thing cannot tolerate the light in the slightest.
No. I can't seem to get close enough to do as it wants.
I get the strong feeling that that radiant damage would be very effective against them, considering that that radiant effects are purely light.
I'll take your word on that.
But I mean, it is also a common vulnerability of more evil associated creatures. Radiant effects are more are more considered holy and related to the gods, and for example, the powers of the abilities of a lich and one of its creations would do kind of go against what the gods would desire for humanity. And apologies.
I see. This is nodding as if she totally knows what a lich is. She so knows what the conversation is about.
Anyway, that I should get to work on making these. Thankfully, it shouldn't take that. Thankfully, it should not take that long. Converting these into continual flames.
Those would be helpful. At least that sounds helpful.
Yes, it's effect. And like as Vikda is paging through his spellbook and his spellbook, like he continues the conversation. Like, yes, it is heavily based on the effects on. It's very similar to a torch, in just sorry. Yeah, I just had to mute myself for a bit. Yes, it is. Its effects are very similar to a torch, at the very least in the light it is able to emit. But it doesn't actually produce the expected heat and the expected heat from it. So and the resulting flame is a lot closer to while considered under the evocation magic tree, it is a lot closer to the illusionary tree, but the fact that it is fire based, and the effect is also able to be the flame is able to be covered and hidden is it is a great benefit. So basically we can wrap it. So basically we can wrap it. We can wrap it in a. We can wrap it in a cloak, a top, whatever, and it will continuously burn. But we cannot fully construct. But we cannot fully construct it or dunk it underwater, or else the effect will stop. The flame will burn out.
I see.
Did that?
I have this. And she's gonna pull out her sword. Like, very proudly. And just kind of set it up with, like, the blade pointing down so that the candles are face up. Or no, it'd be the other way around. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It would be face
Blade.
up like the blade. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
blade
you
up, candles up.
you can turn the candles. It doesn't really have to be. It could be whatever
Oh.
form you want. When you originally found it, it was blade down, candles up.
Oh, okay. Then.
They're on hinges.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Then yes,
Yeah.
it's gonna put blade down and like turn the candles to be facing up. And kind of like gesture to them. The candles.
Are those are those able to be are those able to burn continuously, or are they going to would they eventually run out on the on the blade?
I mean, they won't last forever, but they last a good few hours. I think they last longer than a normal candle.
All right. Well, that is at least better than nothing. But and honestly, making note of making note of as making note of as many light sources we have available to us would probably extend our likely extend our survival in these times.
Oh, then I also have, and she's gonna like dig in her bag for a sec, pull out the Tonberry lantern that she has, and hold it up. I have
Forgot about that.
another. I don't know what it does. But it's a lantern.
Is it? Yes, and that was retrieved from the Tonberries under Eden, correct?
Yep.
Right. Still have one of their cloaks in my bag. Have yet to get a good moment to properly investigate those. But in the meantime, here it is. And Victor's gonna mutter the proper word, and cast continual flame on the first of a piece of scrap.
Okay.
And just so I don't have to repeat it, it's on the three available spell slots. Oh wait, still have Arcanist Gauntlet charges. That is a 5, so yes. So on four pieces of scrap metal, continual flame, it'll be casted on.
Okay.
And going to subtract the irrelevant gold amount from my inventory. Alright. These should have very much. These, at the very least, will allow us to not expend resources in the future, if needed. And do I? Vikda, at the very least, does not have various pieces of scrap in his bag for like cloth or whatever, but whatever.
What do you
I
like?
like these shit.
Do you like some playing cards?
That is not going to help hold the pieces of scrap. No.
Damn.
Not with that attitude.
Not with that attitude.
All right. These can eventually be when everyone wakes up. These can be distributed amongst everyone. Amongst everyone else. So. I do. I do suppose I could take a more proper look at both the cloak and the lantern.
If you want.
Well, considering that there is not much else to do tonight, I might as well, honestly. Would provide for This would provide for a better understanding for what equipment we have on hand. And do you have that cloak? Do you at least know where it is in your bag? Vikda says it as he digs through his own for the Tonberry lantern from ages ago.
Mhm.
What cloak?
I think Vikta has the cloak.
Yeah,
Vel has the
Yeah.
lantern.
Yeah, I messed that up. Never.
I was
Mixed those
very
two.
confused for a second
I-
there.
The lantern.
Suddenly,
yeah,
you've swapped.
Yeah, magic
whatever.
world.
Suddenly,
Vikta
this-
grabs out the cloak.
Just Spis sweating like I was supposed to have a cloak.
Oh crap!
Spis like, I was supposed to be holding something. Wait.
Who gave me that?
If you could bring out the lantern.
Spis is still holding the lantern out.
Never mind then. In that case,
It is in hand.
well, fine then.
It was the cloak and the lantern you guys got. You guys weren't able to get the knife. Was it?
No.
Yeah,
No knife.
yeah. Going to cast identify twice. A total of 2 times, but just putting it in the chat for the one.
All right. So, the cloak. It is the Tomberry's cloak. It does not require attunement. And it gives you advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Hey, yo, Spis, you need to wear that shit.
Yeah. Spis, you do need to wear that shit.
The voice in your head goes, wear it.
Visitors, take the cloak.
Alright. Wearing this would provide with the wearer a better defense against the effect of spells. That may prove beneficial for you in the future. I would say you have not had the best track record against spells effects. You will not have to attune to it, so you won't have to focus on it for a while. So simply wearing this should allow you to gain the effect of it.
The lantern lights up a bright light in a 30-foot radius.
Hey, yo,
And a dim light in an additional 30 feet radius.
let's
so at 60 feet.
fucking go.
It also allows you to cast, if you're wielding it, the effect known as Spite, which is one of the effects that Tom Berries had casted onto you. After you use it, you have to roll a d6 to recharge it, and on a 4, 5, or a 6, you recharge. You focus on a hostile creature within 50 feet that you can see. The creature must make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or become frightened of the person who's wielding the lantern for 1 minute. While frightened in that manner, a creature is also paralyzed.
Damn.
The affected creature can take the saving throw every time it's their turn again. At the end of their turn. If the lantern leaves the affected creature's visual view, the paralysis ends. So it has to be looking at the lantern in order to be paralyzed while it's frightened.
Line of sight based. Nega.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Could be a good setup tool.
That is a decently powerful magic item for what is presumably a fairly simple creature. Though I don't exactly know of the don't exactly know much of the tonberries myself, I will admit.
You would also get the information from these items. On a regular occasion, these items are destroyed after tomberries are dead. There's very few cases when specified items that the tomberries wield keep their magical properties after a tomberry's death. So while all tomberries carry these items and these effects are active for the tomberries, after their death, their abilities disappear and they become regular cloaks and lanterns and daggers. Very, very rare occasions when they keep their added effects.
I will at least be allowed. I will at least be able to deliberate on the implications of that. Tomberries likely, but that does set the precedent that the tomberries likely have a fairly strong, have a decently strong connection to their magical items. Where that connection comes from is, in retrospect, likely Eden itself. I like that. Let's. So, other than what we were informed of by Circe, and what we have partially discussed. Do you have, as specialists, do you have any ideas for what we could attempt to do in the short term? Part because a lot of this journey is likely to have to be made on foot. Do not know how the distance between here and the castle is likely too far for Circe to be able to fly us. Unfortunately. Unfortunate.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat that? I had to get up to let the dog in the room.
Okay, didn't realize it took that long.
We have a dog?
Victor just said, "Hey, do you have any idea of what we
I heard
do
the
you have an
question.
idea of what we could
I heard the question part.
Okay.
And then I didn't. I was like, okay, I'll respond to that once I get back. And then I came back and you were still talking. I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I was like, I have no idea what you said.
Unlikely that Cersei will be able to will likely have to do it on foot. Unlikely that Cersei is going to be able to fly us the entire way from here to the castle.
Okay. Well, really, the only idea I have is to go the route I took originally.
Cutting through the mountains, yes.
I
Through the north. Sorry.
I followed the trees along the river, and I went around the mountain. I went around the mountains, and kind of just stayed by them. No idea that I was near the castle, and then I just kind of kept deeper. No one really stopped me. There's like this little mountain bit you can kind of cut through if you really want by the river. But I don't know, I just followed the mountains.
Yeah, take.
And then I went.
Looking at
I
looking at the map, the fastest way would likely actually be a straight route through the mountains, because the roads are very likely to be heavily monitored. And going your route of going up and around through the mountains would unfortunately take too long. Crossing the river and hugging the mountain and hugging the edge of the mountains, passing by the Tyrants' archives might be the fastest path for us, honestly. The archives themselves might provide a meager amount of shelter. You can go.
We might be able to. I don't. We'll have to see how many guards are on that side of the forest. It's a lot smaller of a forest on that side. Mountains get a lot closer to the castle.
That
But
that would be expected. Once we get past the Tyrants' archives and into the more snowy area of Islithia, Cersei might be able to expedite our trip to the mortuary prison. Good at.
go from the Tyrant's archive over the mountain straight to the prison.
Yeah, that might be the best route, honestly. No, difficult to. It's also difficult to gauge the distance between these two, but based on the. But in previous travels from Islithia via wagon, considering that it took us most of a day, the distance that we were able to travel from Islithia to Alicia. Yeah, literally flying over them, or at least along the mountains, would only take a few hours at most. Going through the mountains going through the mountains is a less than likely option, though that is mainly due to the strengths of the winds amongst them. Some of the ranges how they line up can allow for very powerful drafts. That is.
And if we're going with the winds, as you said, it'll blow out the flames.
They can still be extinguished with enough force, yes.
We won't have many options for light. And
Yeah.
I don't want to find out if those creatures can reach us up there. How far they can travel.
Yes, neither do I. So, finding a way to cross the river to the Tyrants' archives, and moving along the moving along the mountain edge to the prison.
Depending on how high the mountains get, we could potentially go over.
Possibly, but that is always a possibility. But considering well, it may just be a regional effect to Islithia, the snow-capped peaks that over there, as well as the views I got that we were able to get while visiting the castle. It might be worth a shot to at least see if the air ever gets too thin to pass above them.
Right. Breathing. Yes. You need that.
You need it as well, despite the difference the difference in biology you have with us.
No, I can choose not to.
For how long?
Hold on. I'm double checking.
Vikda's gonna expect an answer for like 1 minute, 2 minutes, and Val's gonna come back with like 8 hours, 24 hours.
The correct answer is just a lie. Forever.
It literally is forever.
Hey!
Spis doesn't need to breathe.
Forever.
I don't know. Until I fall asleep.
That does seem correct now that recalling the bit I read on Genasi's.
I'm not even
Alright.
breathing right now.
Maybe I haven't been breathing this whole time.
Hasn't taken a breath since you left your home.
Well, either way, I do not. The cold that would result from such altitude, I do not know if you'd be able to resist. But regardless, that's just nitpicking at this point.
Yeah.
Still worth a shot to see if that is a possibility.
We'll find a way. Around or over. Somehow. Just maybe not
All right.
through.
That is a last resort. I would suppose.
Okay. Um, Is that it?
Yeah.
Think so. Spis spends the rest of the watch sitting on the floor with her feet up on against the wall, just kind of like.
Mm.
Good for them.
Vikda is continuously flipping through his spell book, just reviewing over it all, keeping his mind occupied.
Right. And with that, your watch ends. Morning comes.
Da 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 da.
Wow.
You survived.
We need to make mods of our characters and don't starve.
Yeah.
That'd be very funny.
The morning comes, the sun breaks through the somewhat open creaks of the window through the boards. Yeah, you all wake up.
I kind of hoped there would be a nicer inn. My back really hurts.
Well, at least we're all not dead and arrested.
Yeah, thankfully.
And
Over,
we'll
over, the,
Go ahead.
over the night, I did throw these together for everyone. And Victor's gonna pass out the continual flames. As you can see, they do not hurt to the touch. They will not light anything. They won't light anything on fire, but you can cover them with a cloth or such to hide them. But as long as the cloak over them is not forced, like smothered, or they are not dunked in a tank of water, either of those scenarios would end the magical effect of the continual flames.
Okay.
Stops us from being dead. I like it.
Me and Spis did see, what, at the very least, from a distance in the dark, one of the creatures. Red eyes, claws, tail, fur. Not a lot more than that, honestly.
Not super big. Kind of big, but not super big, but not small. But not like.
Did you see?
Larger than a man, at least. I assume
Did you,
so.
Yes.
All right.
did you see if it was on all fours or like on 2 feet?
Presumably, presumably all fours, or at the very least hunched over, considering we could see its front, considering we could see claws. Either that, or it was stood in a very strange position, or it was stood in a very strange position to be able to see its claws, the claws of its feet, but not of its hands.
Okay. Claws, furry, spiky. All fours, probably. Red eyes.
Oh, it had silver on its tail, like quills. Have you ever
Huh.
seen a porcupine?
I have.
Yeah, like porcupine quills.
Huh.
Tail.
It's probably a very, very long shot, but does any of that feel like we could have we heard of anything like that has those features before?
I mean,
would.
I'm getting a strong feeling of
Wolves.
Yeah, but
of
we
a
don't know that.
warped werewolf.
Oh,
I'm thinking of
warped werewolf porcupine.
Because somebody said the bee
Right.
this earlier.
I love bee wolves. I really want bee wolves.
Wolves. Circe, thought those wolves that were infected way back when in Stigheist were them.
I wanted it to be the bee.
I would actually like Circe. It probably would just be Circe. Circe, you can try to make some sort of history or intelligence check.
Oh God.
I'm
History
gonna,
or
I'm going to be right
intelligence.
back.
Okay. Okay. If I'm trying to remember, can I guidance myself? I'm like, I really want to see if I can figure this out because I know I'm doing a
Sure.
search.
Sure,
Yes.
go for it.
Always try and finagle a guidance. Yeah, they're both terrible. It's just a +2 to history.
But
And intelligence.
It's anything.
Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. That's not bad. 16, 17, 18, 19?
19. 19 is not bad. You've heard of something similar. Funny enough, Owen's not necessarily too far off. There were a pack of Lycons that had over the eras warped to become more of this naturalistic creatures. They gave up the pack hunting methods and became much more solitary creatures, especially because of the size of growth they've had. They're not very oftenly seen, and they're known to mostly stay within either the Feywild or within the Shadowfell.
Oh,
Oh,
ding ding
crap.
ding.
Whoa.
You do know the names that were given to these creatures, even though you don't necessarily know the visuals for them, other than the reminder of the bladed quills that they tend to have
Mhm.
their tails. And they were given the names Nargacougars were the names of the creatures.
Nargacougars. Oh.
Nargacougars.
They lose a lot of the intelligence that be able to speak in things that the Lycans had, and became much more animalistic. They're still very smart for the kind of creatures they are.
Mhm.
And they also they hunt things that satisfy their thirst of hunting, and mostly for the hunt. They don't necessarily always kill to eat.
Right. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay. Okay. After that sort of like saying out loud, like, okay, all fours, quills, red eyes, she's like listing things off, and then she was quiet for a second. And then sort of tilts her head a couple of times, side from side. I mean, it's not 100%, but they sound kind of like Nargacougars. That's a really hard one to say. Nargacougar. They used to predominantly hang around in the Fae, and also the Shadowfell, which probably maybe is the answer. They might have come through the tear in the sky. They kind of are sort of like Lycans, but they warped over time to become less human, I guess. More animalistic, more about the hunt and the kill rather than like, you know, what you and I would think as like critical thinking skills. They're not great. they're not amazing to have anywhere. but probably definitely not in a village that's not prepared to not die from them.
Why? Do you know why they only hunt in the dark then?
Voice in my head, do I know why they only hunt in the dark?
God?
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 With the role you have, no, unfortunately, you do not have that information.
Okay. I don't, but
Okay.
based on my knowledge of other animals, I am going to go with that it's probably because they're harder to see. A lot of animals that rely on dark vision or seeing things that are not normally seen, oftentimes are really good at hunting in the dark because they don't rely on that sense. They rely on their sound, they rely on smell, that kind of thing. So oftentimes it's easier for them to put other creatures at a disadvantage by hunting them in the dark when they're so good at it. So, like, think owls. Like, owls are so good at hunting things in the dark because they rely on all of their senses, if that makes sense.
I think it can't go into the light.
I get this strong feeling that whatever that either effects from the Shadowfell or the warp may have had a
Twisted it.
It was circling
twisted it.
around the town, like running.
Yeah.
It like there was a fence.
Oh.
Like it couldn't come forward.
Huh. Well, that's good for the town, right?
Either the Shadowfell or or a possible warp effect may have accentuated its features, making them more dramatic and leading as a consequence leading to the much stronger light sensitivity.
Hmm. So, by theory, if the Shadowfell has opened up over all of Snake Eyes, these things don't normally. I mean, normally I don't really know what counts whether or not they're normal anymore, but normally they're not big creatures. They're normally kind of solo, but that does not mean that many more of them have not also come through the portal and are hanging out all across the coast.
Great. Just great.
Yeah. I mean, I felt like I needed to say it because otherwise I'd given false expectation.
I think, I hate to say this, we need to ask. Um, obviously we haven't been here, and while I couldn't really go talk to that guard and be like, "Ooh, that," but I could potentially talk to an innkeeper and be like, "Hey, I was out of the country for a hot second helping my father or like whoever I was with because I think my cover's I'm going looking for my dad.
Mm.
What the fuck's going on? Because things weren't like this a few months ago."
Yeah. I think that seems to be our best
Yes.
bet.
Saying that you arrived from the south, the neighboring river, and only recently entered Stick Heist again, would likely help corroborate that.
Do we want to? Because that's stupid wanted posters. I'm so angry. They're very unhelpful.
What we had yesterday should likely continue to work. Me, Spis and Alma being invisible, and you Circe being there we know. Wait, no, Alma doesn't have to be invisible. No, and you Circe being wild shaped
Mm.
would be the best. Just doing what we did yesterday would be the best way to avoid detection.
I'm wondering if would it be an idea if Castilla went to talk to somebody, probably the tavern owner, and then some other people were to have a little look outside the town, obviously being, not seen, just to see what's going on outside, and then we recoup in here. Divide and
we're gonna-
conquer.
Well, we are going to want to get moving as quickly as possible. Castilla getting an idea of Castilla getting an idea of the situation inside, and the rest of us, me and Spis staying outside the bar, invisible to lessen the chances of us being bumped into, would likely be the best arrangement. After that, and last night as well, me and Spis discussed a most likely best path of travel to Islithia, crossing the river, following the edge of the mountains to the Tyrants' archives. Then from there, then from the Tyrants' archives, can either set up a small base if necessary, if night falls, and after that can either walk or fly, gesturing to Circe, to the prison to retrieve Castilla's mother.
I mean, it makes sense. There's, as much as it's sad to say, I feel like if all of Stick Heist is being overshadowed by the Shadowfell, it's not just these guys. I mean, we can't just, we don't have the time to help every town. And also, when your face is plastered over wanted posters, it's a little difficult to do anything.
That is another reason that I'd want to avoid the Raven's Inn and the primary bridge to get to Islithia.
So annoying. It's like, I really want it. I want my poster. I want my face.
Circe, as a bird, you could just steal it.
I would, as a bird, I could just
Go there, peck it, and then go away. If it's
Oh
only
my
your
God.
poster, nobody's gonna notice it.
I'm obsessed with that idea. Yes. I'm gonna steal my own
Though,
poster.
try to be careful because you do turn into a little pink parrot bird. And a pink bird does
That's true.
stand out a little.
That's true. I can change into
We could
other
cover some
birds.
snow on you. It's fine. We can figure that out.
I can do other birds. I'm versatile.
Is this a required memento of this time?
Yes. It's a very required memento this time. I really want my wanted poster.
It could also be helpful to use at a later date.
Oh, for sure. You could be like, look, you're a criminal. Nobody's gonna care about me. They're gonna kill me, let's be honest. But I just want it.
You want it to show off to your dad, don't you?
I mean, honestly, it would be kind of fun. Look at my wanted poster.
As long as we can get in and get out, I won't say no.
That just made me think of something though. Just real quick, Bob yelling, "What the hell is that?" when we got teleported out.
Oh my God! And Castilla is gonna pull up a scry'd.
Just maybe real quick, just to make sure that they're not, dead or plummeting in the air still. I don't know.
Where is
ridiculous.
our uncle father figure? Where's Bob? Can I use a scry'd orb on Bob? Mid coffin.
Castilla is so panicked.
No, Castilla's waking up sick and then processing it and then going, "Oh shit!
God,
I still have to do my job.
I have an illness."
I'm diseased.
You're gonna use the scry'd orb?
I'm gonna use the scry'd orb."
Okay. Your vision goes black.
Oh,
You're pulled out of your image, and you're sent out onto still on the continent of Paha, at the very edges. You see the rose flying.
Still flying? Thank God. That's good. That's a good sign.
The scry zooms in, and you see various amounts of the crew running around and making sure everything is intact and
Are they panicked, or is this the typical?
It doesn't look panicked. It doesn't look the typical
Woo!
either. It seems more
Okay.
of assuring that nothing has been damaged.
Oh boy.
The ship looks fine. There seems to be a lot of water for some reason on the deck of the ship.
That's fine.
There's something you do notice. The sun is very bright. There seems to be a perpetual sunset.
Huh.
And in the sky, a mirror, a visage of the Fae.
Ooh.
Oopsies.
Not
Sorry,
unlike what
guys.
you've seen here in Stig Heist, but unlike the Shadowfell, the Fae seems to be fading in through the skyline.
It's beautiful.
It zooms in straighter. You see Johnny on the deck, kind of telling people where to go and to what to get to quickly. You see the large amounts of salt water kind of falling off of the edges of the ship. You also see your Saf, your friend,
Yippee.
a peculiar form, half humanoid, half draconic.
Hey, girl.
The blade realigns as the crystals kind of sheath themselves back on a broken blade, and her form changes back into her original self. The bodies scattered across the top of the ship of these peculiar, almost cross of these fish slash lizard-like winged creatures.
Nice.
Bob looks tired on the deck as well. Just leaned across the edge with a revolver in hand.
Hey, yo.
Exhausted but alive.
He's alive. We don't see Pearl?
You don't get a visage of Pearl. She doesn't seem to be on the deck.
Okay. Does Bob look tired as in he fought a fight, or tired as in oh, we lost somebody?
Well, he's drenched.
Yeah.
And he looks tired as maybe
Poor guy.
he'd exerted a lot of physical energy, force.
But he's alive. Hallelujah. It's right, amen.
I'd be sad too if I was soaking wet on a deck, to be fair.
He's doing
That's
great.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way to convey that to him.
You get pulled back into your body. And since it is exactly 8, we will be taking our 10-minute break.
Okay.
All right.
So adorable about this.
Did you did you think? Did you see what I put?
I think I saw you put chat.
I know. It was all
Oh,
it was
fuck,
all
you're
one
right.
plane.
Oh
It was
my
all
God,
one
you're
plane
right.
of existence.
Oh, that
And
motherfucker. God, you little bitch.
I wasn't on because I had that in my head when we found out that the Shadowfell was there, but I was like, it's just the Shadowfell. Maybe because the Shadowfell's close to Stick Heist, maybe something's happened. But now the Fae is also doing it.
So
doing-
Guck absolutely is starting the merge plane
He's-
process.
He's
Noted.
doing something. And I'm not in my brain. I'm like, I'm not 100%, but it feels bad enough that my brain's like, is he merging the planes of existence right now?
I think he's in the process, so we might have to go harass Dad a little bit.
And
Yeah.
if anyone was gonna be doing that, I feel like it's gonna be Gug. He'd be the one who wants it the
Mhm.
most.
So keep an eye out for the Astral Sea. If anyone spots that,
Oh,
we're
shit.
fucked. Oh shit. Oh no.
This is gonna be fun.
There's so much bad shit. Why did they have to start with the Shadowfell? So much bad shit in the Shadowfell.
Because Guck is forgetting his actions have fucking consequences.
It's like you started with like such bad ideas.
Gug is being a dum dum.
Being a big
Listen,
dum
Guck's going
dum.
through it, and we maybe have to bring his ex to snap him back to sense. And
Yeah.
his niece, and potential kid, and all these kids that he adopted, but you know.
Just can't. I'm not ready.
Our man died for us. He has to miss our asses.
He has to. He seemed very unconcerned, but I'm hoping that he will seem concerned when he sees our faces.
Imagine if he was part of the reason we got wanted posters.
I am still convinced that's the reason. And my
Because
only
it's only the
source,
4, and it's our old appearances.
yeah, that's my only source. Is it's like they're slightly off, and Castilla's still in her mask, and it's like, well, when did Guck know Castilla last? It's like, oh, when she was in her mask. I'm convinced.
And then Spis could be supplied by like if Guck was working with Spis's mom,
Mm-hmm.
it could be supplied in that sense. But I'm also like, oh my god.
To be honest, because Spis is wanted dead or alive, her wanted poster could even be separate from your guys's.
There's a chance because did it I don't remember if it said that the 4 were working together or not.
It didn't. It just said that they were all. I think it just said that they were all wanted.
We need to go back and check that, guys. I hate to admit that. Also, my voice is starting to go. I'm so sorry.
I think if I remember rightly, it was just that they had the names of the people, the monetary amount, that Spis's was different because it was wanted alive exclusively rather than dead or alive, and that it was signed, like sealed by the crown.
Yeah, all of them were sealed by the crown.
But they didn't have that much detail on them.
No, I seem to remember. There was something about how like I think Castilla was noted. It said on hers or something that she was wanted for like killing Queen Isla.
Killing the queen, yeah.
Yes, that was what was mentioned on hers.
I
Yeah.
don't remember if it was on anyone else's. though.
Because the thing that makes me think that is Spis has a higher, like, is in the middle of the prices, which means it easily could have just been, you know, Spis's mom burning that. But Circe and Vikda in themselves are 100,000, and Castilla shoots up to 700,000, meaning if Castilla is quote unquote had assassinated Isla and maybe Circe and Vikda were involved, they'd go after the person who killed Isla first, and if they could get the other 2 in the process, it'd be great.
Yeah.
And considering we know that Guck kind of had the hots for Isla, that also makes me go, wow, who's whispering in his ear? But that also makes me think, oh, Guck absolutely put these wanted posters out, maybe under. That's why I wanted to know who the seal was, because if it was like a Jure Sanctum putting that shit out, that would mean something too. But I don't even know if he's still there. Welcome to my or thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I mean, if I'm gonna go steal my wanted poster, I can take another look. We want to know what seal specifically is on the posters.
We know it's the seal of the crown on all of them.
We do.
We just don't know if there's additional details on any of them apart from
Okay.
Castilla's.
Additional detail.
Which means if I can get Castilla to talk to the innkeeper, she could potentially ask about what happened to the queen.
Mm.
If I could line up the timelines of when we moved out due to the Eden situation, like around when that happened, that can give us more of the timeline because we knew into Eden, roughly, we knew Islos was still alive and looking at the library. We knew that much.
Yeah.
But that's the after point when we don't know. Sorry, I'm having to take a lot of breaths in between this.
That's okay.
So that makes me go, if we can get the timeline in our heads, I am certain there's a fairly good chance we could ask and make it seem like, oh yeah, Castilla just doesn't know because she wasn't here, because she was out of the country. What the hell happened?
If before Castilla goes to talk to the innkeeper, I will remind me if I forget. I'm gonna cast enhance ability on Castilla to give her advantage on charisma check.
Thank you.
If I forget, remind me. I have the brain of a sieve.
Yeah, that may prove beneficial in not gain the law on us.
Castilla might need to. Yeah. The biggest benefit Castilla has is she honestly wasn't there. So if anyone thinks she's lying, she wasn't here.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm not lying. I know what you're talking about.
She's just deleting the truth.
Know.
I mean,
if somebody cast a zone of truth on me right now, I would not be setting it off.
Exactly.
I don't know. Lie by omission.
Ugh.
I was in. Well, you were in Eden, and you were there for your dad.
So I can easily say I was outside of Stick Height. No, she's currently going for her dad now. That's her excuse. So if anyone questions her, like she's legit going looking for her dad,
which is true.
And you could say that you were in business for your other dad.
Yeah, because she knew that she has two dads.
People be gay.
Rude.
Gay. There's two kings and one queen here, and they're all gay and in love.
I was thinking more, that also works. I was thinking more you were off on business on behalf of your dad, or like for your dad, and now you come back
and
oh yeah.
Whatever.
Trying to make my way towards him. Where can I lie and say he is, guys? I need a legit place. I cannot say Islithir.
You can say,
I'll get my ass arrested.
Hold on. You can say Abatois.
Abatois? Isn't that Smith's home?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Noted.
That is the direction that we are going to be going.
Yeah.
North.
At the very least, leaving the town in, so not going to raise suspicion in that fact.
Okay, and then Castilla has the disguise that, like, where she purposely covering one of her eyes, because the heterochromia is kind of a dead fucking giveaway. I hate to admit it. That's literally one of the telltale signs of the royal family, like if they have heterochromia or not, except for two of the adopted kids.
Unique eyes.
They're adopted.
Yeah, it's very well known they're adopted. Fun fact, there's a political stink about that, because Astrid technically is next in line for the throne if you consider firstborn, but because she wasn't firstborn while, like before, she wasn't in the family before Castilla was. Castilla's technically the heir, and a lot of people are mad that when Castilla quote unquote got cursed, they were like, we don't want to curse the queen, and then it also became, well, we also don't want Astrid queen because Astrid's not part of the royal family. Like, there was a whole stink of she's adopted, and everyone in the family low-key agrees Astrid's really good for ruler. Like, she's legit a cool person,
She'd be
she's a
really
lot
good
like
at the
Isla.
job.
She'd actually do the fucking job. Yeah. So, should something happen to the royals, Astrid was technically next in line, especially with Castilla now being dead. So there was a whole political stink of that. So I'm like, low key, that's why I'm like, I wish Astrid would be queen. As much as Castilla low key would be good at it now. But also, I want Astrid to be queen to silence the haters
Mm.
because she is amazing. And I love Astrid, even though we haven't talked to her much. I've only seen her and known that she got an eye patch.
We also have no idea where Castilla, at the very least, is also way too tied in to all this warp crap. So
Just a bit, yeah. But now we knew that Isla was, and she was working with the warp, apparently.
Mm. True, true, true.
So, like, Isla, spill the tea.
but Isla is not one of the fated five or whatever that literally were not supposed to exist.
Queen Isla doesn't have warp cancer.
We have
Queen
plot
Isla
armor.
recognized it though immediately. So, like,
That's true. She's like, you guys are ill.
you guys smell like you
There's
have cancer.
You've got warp illness.
She clocked it so quick too. Ugh. I miss Isla so much. I want my mom back.
We're gonna get your mom back.
Where's my mother?
We're gonna get her. Get her
Where's
out of
my
this
mama?
fucking prison. She doesn't belong in there, even though she seemed really okay with her prison mate, who seemed really
I want to
happy.
know about her prison mate because I know who he's based on. Jesse for listening, Faust. Because I've low-key been getting into Guilty Gear since this campaign. I don't know much. I just know a few characters. I like Faust. And so I clocked him quickly. I, as Emily, am curious of this because even outside of Guilty Gear, I'm like, why would Isla be like so chill being in a prison with this guy?
He was so chill. She was like, calm down. And he was like, okay.
Yeah, they were
Guess I'll-
besties.
Guess I'll calm
I want to know. I
down.
want to know about Isla's new prison bestie. Come on.
She like runs a prison gang. She's actually really popular.
Because she actually respects people as individuals and not treat the dog fights. Hello, that is not cool. What the
Yeah.
fuck? Spis's parents? What? That's like
Prisoners
just
are gonna riot
cruel.
if anything happens to her.
Yeah, how are
Loki want to let them.
How are they running this prison? That dog fights are allowed.
The fact that
It's at
it's
the very
encouraged, they were
bottom.
I swear I remember people were betting, but that might just be me.
They were betting.
Oh fuck.
I think it was guards.
Costello
Yeah, no.
would
We need a whole prison reformant, please, and thank you.
Costello would know that Stig Heist has been having an issue taking back control of the prisons because it's technically under Spis like family's authority.
And yet they
had,
run it so
they-
shittily.
they had started it, the original. prison.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
that makes
fine.
sense. No wonder. Because, like, Castilla's dad even took her there when she was a kid. August did.
Yeah, and they've been doing a good job making sure that no one knows what really is happening. But at some point, your parents had found out, and they had been trying to do something to get control back of the prisons. Because royals talk, and royals like to go all the way to the bottom to gamble upon prisoners.
Oh, fucking course.
Oh,
Nice.
Can I ask, did any of Castilla's parents go down there?
No, they haven't been given permission to go.
Oh, that's
Very
actually kind of a good sign for me. But that makes me sad that they immediately found out people were gambling in there and they're like, no.
Stig
Which makes me
Heist-
go, sorry, go ahead.
Stig Heist's political system is a little complicated. The kings, the two kings and the queen, obviously own the continent, but
Yep.
Originally, because before monarchy was placed, Stig Heist was basically run by a bunch of gang lords everywhere.
Oh my god.
oh my god.
The
That's a little
royals,
funny.
when they became their own, gotten their own positions, and they control essentially their towns and their sections, they've came to an agreement to essentially follow the rules and stay under the king and queen. But that doesn't necessarily mean the king and queen has say.
So you're telling me this is a parliament?
Basically.
No, it's like the UK.
That's what I was thinking for a second. Okay, good to know. This is like the UK now.
That's so funny.
That being said, the majority of the people, like 90% of the people, respect the crown more
Snaps
than
fingers.
anyone else.
I will say I do appreciate knowing that like August, Magnus, and Isla do care about their people. That's one thing I've been low key worried about is I'm like I really didn't want them to be evil in that sense of like you could just die. Like there's a care. They still respect and care about their people in a sense. Because otherwise, no, you shouldn't be in a position of power. But that's just me. Yes, I'm talking about current politics. Fuck you, Trump. Anyways, can you tell my antibiotics are making me a little much tonight? I apologize.
No,
Alright.
you're fine.
Hard
Never.
meds make me want to curse out modern day situations.
Yeah.
Anyways, ignoring that.
It's fine. You saying
Alright.
fuck Trump is just gonna be in the recording.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Fuck
Well,
Donald Trump.
we do return back where you left off. So, what do you guys? Well, oh, you just came out of your the scrying. So yeah.
Castilla will quick recap everybody and go da 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 da. They're having a Feywild situation to what we're having here.
God damn it! That would have been so much more cooler than the fucking
I
stupid
wish.
shadow.
It also seems like the ship was attacked. I didn't see Pearl, but everyone else looked alive and fine, and there was water. I think they maybe got attempted drowned by something. I don't.
They might have just been hit by a large amount of rain.
A tidal wave? Would they reach that high?
I mean, you can cast tidal wave. I can do it now.
No. No.
I mean, I'm just saying that at such altitudes, a torrential downpour equating in a bunch of water would not be unprecedented. Or it may have been a result of the Feywild crossing over.
Gotcha. I wonder if it. I don't know how recent it is. Do you think this has ties to Guk?
I hope not. Though I fear, maybe.
Considering what we have been
Sorry.
Considering what we have been told, how he apparently now has the desire to merge their realms, this feels like a outcome of that. I
Gotcha.
I do not think that Spis's family and the fiiiine sister that they have contact with would have that amount of power or ability.
I mean, I wonder if. I feel like you really wouldn't want to do that unless when they were melded in his time, the realms were all nice. Because like everybody knows the Shadowfell is like a terrible place to be. So why would you want it to be literally next door?
Unless
You
he's
wouldn't.
trying to do it, so it's a step one situation versus the final outcome.
Oh, like step 1, merge the realms. Step 2, destroy the realm and bring mine back.
Because if he is attempting that, it's better to have it all on one plate versus on 20 plates, you know?
Oh god, that's so true.
That's one thing to do versus 20.
Oh, crap.
We need to.
It does make sense that it's Paha and Stigheist getting this effect.
Which means the
considering
Heartlands.
both-
Sorry, continue.
God's the Heartlands.
Heartlands. Haha.
I mean,
Sorry.
I guess it's not At any point, if it's like massively important, we can always scry on places. So if we wanted to see the Heartlands, we could scry on the Heartlands and see if they've got a creepy sky above them. If it's important.
If the Heartlands is being affected by this, then what would likely be happening to them is the joining of them with the abyss, with demons.
Oh fuck!
Oh boy.
Honestly, we pulled the good straw.
Considering the fact that they were already dealing with the occasional incursions of the infernal planes.
Nice. We got a good one. Nobody wants the demon realm. That's not. Well,
We might want to scry there when we have time. We could do the lion, other things, because political people talk and all that fun stuff.
But that is still a concern of the future. Right now, we have to worry about this.
we got shit to do. All right. Okay. So Castilla's gonna go talk to the innkeeper.
Huh?
This Victor, you're gonna hang out outside so you don't get bumped into, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna go steal my wanted poster. I really fucking want it. Before any of that, though, I'm gonna tap Castilla, and I am gonna cast Enhance Ability on her, and I'm gonna give her Eagle Splendor, which gives her advantage on any charisma check that she makes
God bless America.
for an hour. And I can hold concentration in Wild Shape because I've cast a spell out of it.
Okay.
Delayed thank you as I was blowing my nose.
You're
you.
welcome. Don't worry.
Says Castilla right after blowing her own nose.
Perfect. Mark that spell. And I will Wild Shape into, what do I want to be? I don't even know.
Owl.
Something that's inconspicuous.
Mountainous birds, hold on.
Why am I looking in? I'm looking in the wrong pile. There's no flying in this pile.
You don't have to be a bird. Hold on. Hold on.
What was Circe wild shaped into yesterday?
She was, for all intents and purposes, an owl, but visually she looked like a blue tit because I wanted her to be a blue tit, and
Okay.
there's no blue tit in D&D.
So, snow animals that you can be: mountain goat, brown bear, snow leopard, cougar, takin, Tibetan sand fox, a condor, a mountain gorilla. I don't know why a mountain gorilla is there.
Being
Mountain
the same
gorilla?
wild shape you were. Being the same
Yeah.
wild shape that Circe was yesterday would attract the least amount of attention
But it
anyone could
would,
see-
because if she is, that was the one that was on Castilla's shoulder. The guards saw Circe on her shoulder.
Tweet.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if she goes out as that owl and picks up the thing, the guard's gonna know that Castilla has it.
I will.
You could be a penguin.
Yes.
A
No.
random ass penguin.
What about a crow?
A bobcat?
Crow?
A crow. Caribou. A moose.
A moose.
Arctic dog. A snow crab.
I fear that a snow crab might be a little conspicuous.
You could be an Arctic hare.
How would that grab the poster?
I'll
Jump
stick
up and
with
smack
Bud.
it.
With Bud, I think. But I will take the advice of maybe not being the same thing that was on Castilla's shoulder, because I'm not hanging out with Castilla at this point. And I will be one of those cute little snow owls. I have a little picture of him on
Snowy
the computer.
owls. Snowy
He just
owls.
hangs out in the snow. Look at this little guy. He's small.
I recommended crow because they're known to be kind of just.
Oh, like
rude.
stealing shit.
Yeah.
That's so true. Oh, I could be a magpie. Magpies love
Magpies.
shit. Oh god, I've changed my mind. I'm a magpie now.
Magpie.
Magpie.
Canonically, I'm a magpie.
Tweet, tweet. Don't
Tweet,
mind
tweet.
me. Known for thievery.
Okay. You were a magpie.
Took all that time to decide I'm a magpie now. Anyway.
And Vikta's casting invisibility at 3rd level for both himself and Spis.
All right.
Question.
Yes.
Does Vikta need to stay touching Spis for her to stay invisible? Or
I don't believe so.
The
You
creature you touch.
until
I
the
mean-
spell ends. So yeah, no,
Yeah.
you don't have to keep touching. She doesn't have to keep touching you. It's just he touches you to cast it, and then you're invisible, and then he can let go.
cool. So Spis kind of just walks away.
I will say, even though you're invisible, you do have to.
We- and-
If you're trying to be sneaky, you have to make a stealth check with advantage.
Spis doesn't have
and we are
footsteps.
we are still in the room.
Yeah.
Yes, we're all still in the bedroom.
So just the door just opening and no one walking through.
Well, no, I mean, but like once we're outside, if Spis kind of just walks away, Spis doesn't have footsteps because of her shoes.
Yeah, elven boots.
Yeah. And if she's invisible, she can kind of
Keep, keep it. It would likely be best for us to keep a hold onto each other so that we don't lose, so we do not lose each other in this.
Translation. So you don't walk away from me.
And for the genuine risk of, hey, I don't want to actually run into you and blow our cover.
That's true. That is very true. That's fair.
Castilla is gonna quick get ready. No mask. Make sure it's on Spis.
yeah.
Invisible. Which is also making Castilla paranoid because she's officially gone a lot of time without her mask. And she is gonna part her hair, make sure it covers specifically the yellow eye because in her mask at the time her eyelashes weren't white, so having a blue eye with white eyelashes won't stand out that much. And just like don more clothes appropriate for like a scavenger or ranger. Cloak around her, looking a little more rough than usual, but you know, she's supposed to be here, right? Yeah, totally.
Oh, totally.
That depressed Stig Heist look, she doesn't need to fake that.
Obsessed.
All right.
All right, I'll be good.
Yep.
All right. Lead the way, and me and Spis will be waiting outside.
I'll stick into the rafters as I like fly down the stairs, so I'm not like visible. Well, I'm a bird, I guess, if anyone's looking, but I just, when a bird gets stuck in a place and they're like, I just want to leave, open a door for me.
I would like the two invisible people to make stealth checks with advantage.
Godspeed. Hell yeah.
Oh god,
Oh.
that's not a good noise.
Don't pull me down with you.
That's when we got snake eyes.
No.
Not as bad.
They're one digit off of each other, resulting in a 9.
Oh,
Okay,
With
that's not a
fire.
1.
ouch. Yeah.
I imagine Vikda immediately trips on his own feet and just like crashes and just falls on the floor.
You're just no, I don't think with that low. I mean, it's not that low for that to happen, but you're not being too mindful of your steps. You know, dust is being picked up. Your footsteps are a little stompy.
My dice will roll eventually.
Eventually.
One day.
One day.
It'll come through. One day my prince will come for me. Until then. Oh, hey!
Hey.
Hey.
My prince is here. It's a 16.
Definitely better. Definitely better. All right, we'll see. We'll see what those rolls do. Are you trying to be out of sight, Circe, or are you just trying to be a bird in the rafters?
I'm doing that classic thing. Like, I don't know if you've ever had like a bird that's stuck in like a warehouse or something that's like flying from like kind of door to like toward the window and then back up toward the door. So if like people spot me, I just look like I'm a bird that's like, please, I just want to leave. I don't want to be in here anymore. Like that kind of, and I'm hoping a friendly person, because I would open the door for me to get out.
Okay.
So I'm
What are
not
we-
trying to hide the fact that I'm in there.
What are we doing, Castilla? Are you trying to leave, or did you say you wanted to talk to the?
Castilla would like to look for the innkeeper.
So first things first. As you guys head
Right.
down, you see a lot of people kind of getting up and leaving. It's still a little busy down here because it was full from the individuals taking shelter, but it's not as full as it was last night. You look around, and it's hard to tell. There's not necessarily uniforms. Make a perception check. Let's see if you can identify who the innkeeper is amongst the crowd.
Perception?
Yep.
Okay.
Didn't we meet her the other day?
Oof.
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 You did meet her, and that would have helped. But you don't necessarily see her anywhere.
Castilla is wringing her hands on her little cloak and is like, this is fine. This is fine. Is there anyone who looks friendly and not like they might like snitch? Looking for friendly faces, please.
You do see a younger goblin who doesn't seem like doesn't have the traditional stick heist gruff face going on with him. He seems like he's definitely on the younger side.
And is anybody with him?
No, he's kind of picking up his things, making sure that he has all his stuff, making sure no one stole anything while he was sleeping.
I'm gonna approach. Pardon me?
Huh? Yeah.
Sorry to bother you. This is how long have you been in Stick Heist? I've been out for a few weeks and things have changed.
You've been out of stick heist for a few weeks.
Yeah, had to do an errand for my father. Came back to go deliver something back to him, and now the queen's dead and this shit's happening.
Right. Okay. I mean, a few weeks. I mean, you should have at least seen what. But nonetheless, it's how do I say? Night gets bad.
Night gets bad, yeah.
Yeah. Keep the lights on.
Yeah.
Shadowfell creatures kind of start roaming around.
Yeah.
What particularly is this? Is all new to you? This has been happening for a month.
I've been gone for almost 6 weeks, so this almost everything from my understanding. I learned very quickly this week as I got back in yesterday.
Right. Okay. I guess I mean I give you a rough explanation. I kind of got to get out of here, but
right. Apologies. I appreciate.
Sorry, I get it. It's jarring.
Yes. I understand, and probably best to just go while you can. Yes.
Where do I start?
Yeah.
There was an assault on the castle, an assassination attempt. Well, a success, I guess, on the queen and the kings. We, assumingly, most of the family, since we don't have really any signs of anyone left. Everyone was in distraught for a while. Almost immediately after the events began, the sky kind of just turned into that, and nothing really initially happened until night, and then a lot of people were lost.
Yeah.
The first few nights, since we didn't really know what to do. Luckily, a week in, some of the royals, specifically the house,
Lycon?
I'm blank. What?
Lycon?
Yep. Lycon came
How
in.
do you spell that? Belle, you can just text me. Don't worry.
Yeah, great question off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm taking notes because we finally learned Spis's last name.
You knew this before.
They came in. They kind of took charge momentarily. And they're in charge for now until maybe if someone shows up that's part of the lineage to take over. Craziest thing, the person who assassinated their family was the long lost daughter. Castilla, I believe her name was.
The dead one?
Yeah, that's nuts. Absolutely. She's gone. She's dead for like 5 years, and she comes back and just, whoa,
And
you know.
disappears again? That's a little crazy.
Uh, yeah. I mean, clearly, if
Made
she
it-
was able to sneak in and do what she did, then perhaps she has some skill.
Damn.
I wonder if she's getting paid for to do this. I guess her own family must be a pretty penny.
Yeah, apparently. Damn. Who would have thought somebody would do that to their own family?
Yeah. Right. Besides that,
yeah.
Nothing much really. We try to stay away from the darkness. Shadowfolk creatures kind of just take unfortunate folks that stay out.
Here. And Castilla is in a vial that she owns. She's going to -1 for her inventory. Is going to be the continual flame, that trinket that Victa made. And she's going to offer it to the goblin. It helped last night. As long as you don't smother it, it stays lit. It's light. And I don't have long to travel. So perhaps you can get some more use out of it.
Right. Thanks. Okay. Yeah.
I just for troubling you. Thank you.
No. It's fine. Thank you.
Of course.
I will say, since you've been gone for so long, be careful with the authority. They've been a little rougher than normal. Usually, if you keep to yourself, you shouldn't really have any problems.
Yeah, I got questioned hard last night. Didn't know, and yeah. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Be safe.
You too. Welcome back, and sorry, this is the worst. This is probably the worst time you could ever come back to Stick Ice. So
Welcome back.
Thank you. Praying that something will fix this.
Sure.
And Castilla's gonna nod. And go outside, feeling a little better that she at least could help one person.
As you all exit, and the doors finally open for the magpie just bumping around the top of the tavern.
Get me out.
It's a bit of a sight. People are kind of walking out of their places. There are various locations where there are clear stains of resistance and failure of resistance. Bottles cracked, left onto the ground. Drag marks, blood stains on the walls. Individuals look a bit disheveled, but there seems to be some they're used to it at this point. It's only been a month, but they're starting to get used to it, but it's still a shock for the individuals. You do see some guards around a couple of things on the ground that they're telling people to kind of step back as they're going to begin to dispose of what looks like these
Oh,
God.
strange formed creatures, dead, torn apart by something. They, from what you can see, they seem to have some sort of ragged cloth over them, and the skin of these creatures are black, charred almost. Not human, not humanoid. Well, humanoid, but not of any race you've seen. But they seem to be torn apart. Some of them have these large, silver-like, jagged spearheads almost.
Ooh.
These quills embedded into their bodies. Others have half of their bodies almost ripped asunder from what you can only assume was the Nargacougar hunting whatever and whatever it can. These are not the bodies of individuals in the village. These are the bodies of some denizens within the dark.
Ooh.
There are no bodies of individuals that may have died. All signs of physical body or anything besides the blood stains and the drag marks are the only things left for those who might have lost their lives that night.
So the body in the street, what is visible from under the tarp, does that resemble what Spis and Vikda saw last night?
No, it is much smaller. It is humanoid. You can see it. It's not under a tarp. It has like this strange cloak-like material placed on top of it.
And the cloak-like material is a part of it?
It doesn't look a part of it, and the cloak-like material almost looks it looks familiar to you. Because you've seen flesh flayed on a book. This is almost like a cloak made out of flayed flesh on this creature.
Gross.
Okay, then.
Flesh cloak. Go with the flesh blood.
The skin of the thing that's unconscious or dead on the ground is like charcoal black. It is unnaturally of a blackened color. And its face is almost stretched out. No eyes where the eye holes are, and the mouth is like a stretched hole, essentially. Almost like a ghostly face.
Does this feel something that's also very Shadowfell reminiscent, like it also came through the portal, or does it feel more unnatural than that?
It feels unnatural for sure. Whether or not you have history of this thing, I would say the person that would probably have any information for this can make an intelligence check, and that would be Vikda.
The fucking nerd. That is an 11 plus 5. 11 plus 5, so 16.
16, not bad. They're not any creature from the Shadowfell tends to be pretty rare to see. Amongst the Shadowfell creatures, the things that tend to be more commonly seen, commonly used loosely, are the Bodak. And this absolutely looks like an undead body of a Bodak. There's 3 of them scattered across. Some of them impaled by the spines, and others just torn asunder.
Okay. Huh.
You can look that up if you want. I mean, I can send you the image of what it looks like if you've never seen a Bodak before. It is
I have not.
it is a D&D creature. So
Okay.
if you want to I'm gonna send the image, but if you want to look up what it because you would know now that you've rolled for it, what kind of creature it is, what does it do, and all that stuff. But this is what a Bodak looks like.
Oh, those things. Okay. Okay, Vikta, considering the fact that he is invisible, is not going to speak up. About the recent revelation.
Oh, they're terrifying. Awful.
What are you guys gonna do?
Can I go steal my wanted poster?
Yeah. I mean, there's multiple Wanzer posters up there. There's no reason you couldn't have taken one.
Well, I was a bird at the time. Can I fly over to the board?
Mm-hmm.
And sit on the top of it, just like a bird, just punching, just vibing. Can I take another look at those posters just to glean a bit more from what is on them?
Sure. Yeah. What are you looking at particularly?
Just any, because we know that there was the specific detail that Castilla was the murderer of the queen specifically. Is there any additional details on the rest of the posters that say that they are all in connection with one another, or do they seem pretty individual? Like it's just like oh, you might find this person and this person, but doesn't necessarily say they're working together.
The only thing differently you see, as they all at the very bottom it says terrorist group kaleidoscope for every one of the individuals.
Oh, even for Spis?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Terrorist group kaleidoscope. Nice. Oh dear, guys. Okay. Yeah, I would kind of sit there for a little bit and just kind of passively watching the guards deal with the death. And then when I think there's a moment where, because again, I'm acting like a bird, so I'm not necessarily trying to be inconspicuous, like I'm not sneaking, but I want to make it seem as bird-like as possible. So I'm sort of like, twitching my head and hopping around on top of the thing, and then I start pecking at my wanted poster because I want it.
Okay. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. It doesn't necessarily need to be high. Honestly, you're pretty much gonna take it unless you roll that one.
Oh, don't say that out loud. What is the birdie's dex? Okay. It's based on the birdie. It's a +1, so 12.
Yeah, no problem. You look around and everyone's kind of focused on the recovery from last night, and you just pick at your paper until it's loosened off enough from the nails that were holding it on, and then you just pull it off.
Yes. I will then sort of like again, trying to look as bird-like as possible, sort of do the twitchy head thing that birds do when they pick something up. And then I'm going to fly off and sit on one of the housings, like the roofs of the houses, and just watch to see where Castilla goes. And then if just follow along on the rooftops, just like hopping around, so I don't lose her.
Yeah, and at the very least, Victa is going to be tailing Castilla, trying to keep Spis following along.
Are you holding his hand, Spis?
I mean, if Vikta is not holding Spis,
Victa is doing his best to hold hands with Spis. Yes.
Okay.
He has genuine reasons as well as trustworthy reasons.
Do it, Val. We all know you want to.
Well, Spis was kind of thinking of maybe walking away really quickly to go check out the tree line a little bit. Can Spis
Do you?
quietly pull her hand out of Victa and walk away?
Go ahead and attempt to make a sleight of hand check. 17. What's your passive perception, Victor?
Passive perception is a 12.
12. Then you do slip out of Victor's hand without a problem.
I feel like Victa would notice immediately, considering he's suddenly not holding a hand.
Well, Victor, there has to be an
exactly,
opportunity. Yeah.
But can't exactly do anything, considering they're both fucking invisible, and that would just draw more attention. So Victa continues following with Spis, but silently grumbling more than usual.
To be fair, it would be hard to know because sure you can grab Spis's hand, but she does still feel like, kind of tangible air.
So funny.
All right, Spis, you're free. You're
You're free.
Return to the wild, Spicitus.
Oh Spis would like to kind of, because we're leaving town right now, right? We're walking away?
I don't know. What are you? Everyone's following Castilla. Castilla, what are you doing?
Hold on. Castilla is desperately trying to look like, no, she's not impacted by the situation at hand and is low-key freaking out, and her hand is constantly petting Pepperjack as she's just trying to make her way towards the edge of the city. Preferably not getting caught by that one guard. That would be great.
Then Spis would kind of, along like, once we get kind of like to the edge of town, kind of near like the tree lines, I guess, or like, I think Spis would kind of walk away real quick and just kind of go take a peek into the woods.
Okay. As you reach the edge, the two guards at the end kind of stop you guys. But Spis, you just walk past without a problem. Hold on.
Who's the hold on to?
To you.
The only one you can see.
The invisible one, yeah.
Yes.
Y'all be careful out there, eh?
Yeah.
Make sure you reach the next place as quick as possible, or at least have some sort of light source nearby you.
Castilla, like, kind of hesitates, obviously, and nods. I have torches. 9 on me, so we should be good. Thank you.
Also,
You be safe as
yeah, well, as opposed to the new taxation for the
Yes.
individual in charge, it is
Yes.
5 gold pieces in order to leave. So,
Extortionate.
Castilla will sigh a bit, pull out 5 gold pieces, and plop them in his hand. Annoyed, but do it.
all right. Well, you be safe out there.
Thanks. Was this the same guard or a different guard?
It was a different guard.
Different guard.
You don't see the same guard anywhere around.
Oh, fuck, he might be dead.
You ought to be dead.
Just somewhere else.
Well, that's good. I don't see him, though. Or is it? Dun, dun, dun. But I will start heading my way out of town because I don't want to be here any longer.
All right, you guys head your way out of town. Back to episode Spis.
Spis is gonna specifically stay, make sure she's still in the light, but she kind of just wants to look into like the forest or the trees, I guess, to kind of see if she can, I guess, just see any remnants, maybe bodies, maybe creature. I don't know.
Make a perception check. 13. You see a lot of damage. Trees have claw markings. A lot of the spines kind of impaled within the tree bark pretty deeply. Blood everywhere. You see a lot more bodies of things that you've never seen before. Unnatural. More of those strange gray-skinned things. But you also see the bodies of other things that seem unnatural. Some more fleshy things. One that looks like it had 2 heads at one point. Though the other one seems to be eaten out of its body. Some displacer beasts seem to be torn in half,
Aw.
placed around. And you see the 2 orbs at the very inside of the forest within the darkness. The orbs kind of get a little closer slightly. The light kind of hits the head, and you see this fur. It shines a little bit within the light, but it's black. The tips of it give this silvery coloration. These 2 ears stick out. The red eyes have a red glow to them, but as well around the eyes themselves, it's like a painted coloration, like mascara almost, but red fur kind of just around the eyes themselves. The mouth has a more of a beak-like material to it, but you can see the teeth under that. And the 2 large claws kind of come into sight. 2 large blades stick out from its arms, having a wing-like formation on its arms. Though the wings don't look like they're very useful for flying. And it leans in and it grabs one of those bodies and it pulls back. As it turns almost like a panther, turning and dragging its meal, you see its entire body kind of come into the light and the large tail just swoop across. The spikes hit a tree and it kind of pulls at its tail as the spikes are still embedded into it. And it disappears within the darker parts of the forest.
kind of nod, turn around, and speed walk back to the group. She's fully ready to get in your fold.
Yeah, you rejoin the group as you guys are starting to leave the gate of the village, small town. So you're traveling by foot. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I'll just wait until Castilla is a good distance away from, like, I'll just be flying above, and once Castilla's like a good distance away, that's when I'll like fly down to then sit on Castilla's shoulder until we feel safe enough to like reveal that we're not a bird and invisible.
You make a good
Yeah.
distance away, and you can't really see the entrance anymore of the place. You don't really see anyone around, as far as you could tell.
Yeah, I'll unwild shape, and I've got my my wanted poster in my hand, and I seem very happy with myself.
Yeah,
Satisfied.
At that point, Vikda also drops invisibility, walking alongside.
Jesse, can I clarify something?
Yes, you can.
The taxation, was that for exiting and entering villages and towns?
It seems like it was supposed to be, but you guys might have entered without being noticed when you first entered the
Yeah.
town.
Castilla is boiling right now. That's all. She looks pissed, she's angry, and she's desperately trying to keep her cool.
Here's a depiction for you, Spis, for what you saw.
Oh, good.
Oh, horrendous!
Oh, great. That's so.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh,
bad.
I don't like
awful.
that at all.
Cool. Take it back, please.
Disgusting. Gross.
What a lovely town that you have to pay to leave.
All of that extra viscera definitely felt like it was deliberately placed there, because that was a lot of creatures to just be on the edge of a town.
It's
Tells you
where
not
they
to
drag
enter.
bodies.
Okay, well, that was fun. For reference, I like unfurl my poster enough that you can see the terrorist group kaleidoscope in full view. So that's fun. They know us all. I'll roll it up, put it in my bag.
In this situation, how could anyone charge somebody to enter a town if somebody's trapped outside and you're not going to let them in because of money? Or let them out because of money?
I mean, yes,
It seems so.
awful. I feel like charging people, like having restrictions makes sense because, like, you know, if you're in times of like horror, you're gonna like make sure that a demon's not just walking in. But like, getting people to pay seems really heartless.
That I don't agree with. There's people here who don't have that money. They're just leaving them to die at that point.
It may be a singular. It may be just that one soldier doing it for extortion.
That seems awful.
From what he said it was the new rulers.
Could have just been pulling a lie out of his ass.
Victor, I'm
Make it
not
sound-
sure about that.
Make it sound more
We've
official, at least.
seen the prison. We've seen the gambling there. There's obviously a want for power and money. But to put people's lives like this?
Are we walking
Nobody-
on like a? Sorry,
Sorry,
carry on.
No,
No, you
go.
I was no. I was talking
Go,
about the
you
environment.
go! Interrupt
No!
Castilla's screaming. My voice needs a break.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to know if we were walking on a path, like a like a well trodden path, in and out. Presumably we are.
Currently, you're still on a yeah.
Okay, so on the beaten path. As Castilla is saying all of this, Circe is ripping off like bits of cloth, and she's putting 5 gold pieces in the cloth and just like dropping it as they walk, just every now and again. Just as Castilla's talking, she's just quietly doing it, just maybe every like, and she's not like in a line like breadcrumbs, but she's like kind of like, you know, tossing it to a maybe like an offshoot walkway and like behind them, and just a couple of 5 gold coins every now and again to see if, you know, someone might happen across them and not have any to get in.
God, Circe, your blessing, says Emily. 'Cause I don't. Can I see if Castilla will notice?
Yeah,
You can roll, yeah.
she
Yeah,
notices.
well, yeah.
It's a silent thing. She's not trying to make it obvious that that's what she's doing, just for your reference. And I think she'd probably do 5, 10, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. I'm going to say 10 lots. So 50 gold. So that's 20,
Castilla
21.
notices this, starts to tear up, and just mumbles thanks.
Percy nods just quietly as she carries on tearing bits of cloth and throwing wrapped coins.
Yeah, I don't like any of this.
This is really dark. I mean, it's dark and it's terrible, and I'm not entirely sure what we're supposed to be doing now. I mean, like, I know what we're supposed to be doing, but like, I feel lost now that there's a demon. Well, not a demon.
It's apparently been a month. Sorry, hold on, gotta blow my nose. Okay, much better. Sorry. God damn it. Okay. It's apparently been a month since this has all started.
Shit.
Jesse, remind me because I got a little confused. Did Isla and everybody get quote unquote assassinated before or after the demons started?
Just after the assassination, everything started to go to whack.
Okay, so everything went to shit like hours after, day after, was I told?
Well, people wouldn't have known exactly when the assassination happened, but it would have been like within a day or so.
Damn, all right. So first, my quote unquote family was assassinated by me. And and yeah, there's like people talking about that. We're not gonna go there. But after that, soon after, the demon showed up, and a lot of people died the first few days.
That is unfortunately not a surprise, given the circumstances.
So, is our goal is still to get Isla, right? That's
Mom
Get
has
Isla
to know
first.
something. She could at least
Yeah.
talk things out in a sense. She frankly has way more power than me at the moment because if I show up while they're looking for an heir to the Charlotte household, me showing up is an instant gun to my head, basically.
they definitely don't like you. They're like, you killed the queen and everyone else, but also they probably blame you for like all of this. Not to
Probably,
pile
yeah.
on.
Yeah, and I'm, the person I was talking to, very nice by the way, was like, "Oh yeah, the dead one showed back up, the missing Charlotte daughter, and then she disappeared." Ooh.
Ooh.
So apparently I'm magic now. Shocker.
Mm.
More magic than you are, DR, but
Trust me, I
Oh.
almost lost it there when the guard stopped me. I almost did a dancing lights, and thankfully I stopped that. Because he was like, "Do you have any way to give light?" And I was about to go, "Yeah, of course." And
That would have, they would not have liked that.
Yeah, no, magic is not that common here, no. Oh shit, Victa, I didn't tell you. I gave away my continual flame. I'll pay for it. I didn't want that person I spoke to die. They were in a rush and I stopped them and
That was 50 gold pieces worth of ruby dust.
I'll get you 100 gold pieces worth of ruby dust.
Right, that works.
And
Yeah.
anything else you want. 200.
We do still do keep forgetting that we have a obscene amount of gold in a chest.
We do. 81,000 to be exact.
Yeah. And that creature that creature where we saw in that creature we saw in the street. It was a bodak. Somewhat the most common creature to encounter in the Shadowfell, or at the very least, encounter and survive.
Yeah.
I not a lot. The books and documents I had access to were not did not have extreme amount of details in them. I do remember something about there were a few tales of people that of groups that encounter them if they if they just the bodak staring at them, a bodak stares at them, and some members of the group just drop dead, just like that.
Awful. Great. Wonderful.
They do have a sensitivity to sunlight, so that would explain them being dead in the streets like that.
Yeah.
And I am curious on what Spis found out when she wandered off.
You wandered off?
I knew you would.
Well, I didn't go far. Just to the edge of the forest. And took a little look-see in there. That's all.
Inside check.
And what did you end up seeing?
Never mind. That one. She did just take a little look see.
Still a little insight check. 13.
I mean, yeah, she went up to the forest and she looked inside. That's, yeah. She's not lying about that. That's all she really did, just go up and look.
You're lucky I'm paraphrasing.
Why do I feel like you are dodging my question of what you saw?
Well, I may have seen the creature thing, whatever you called it.
What, like one of the bodaks or one of the Lycon things?
Yeah.
The Nargacougars.
Yeah, the cougar. It's
Horrendously terrifying.
oh yeah. There's a lot of blood in there. A lot.
Lovely.
Oh, do you know of any like fleshy creatures that has two heads?
What?
Off the top of my head in Eden, though I doubt it would. Death dogs. I possibly off the top. I think they might have two heads.
I don't know. It ate a head.
You.
So, there was a displacer beast in there,
No, those are so cute.
torn in half.
Oh, that's depressing.
Yeah, I kind of just came up and grabbed the body and dragged it away somewhere.
Seems to be really prolific at hunting and killing things if it was able to take down that many things.
If it did hunt all that down, then if it's like how you described it, then that feels deliberate, the placements.
There was a lot
Because
of quills burrowed real deep in the trees. Its tail hit a tree and kind of pulled that down.
Mm.
Just casually.
unsurprisingly, very strong.
Maybe displaying like it's territory, because some animals do that, where they create displays, scratching bark, peeing on stuff. Maybe that's their way of displaying their territory. Like, here's all my dead stuff that I killed, and my quills in trees.
Spis, you said it was just right outside the city, right?
Yeah, just right there. And Spis kind of points to where she looked in.
Which means that's the closest location out of the city for the dead to go. Monster or not.
Yeah.
I doubt they'd want to bury creature bodies.
Ooh.
And considering what I heard about the current guards not being so cool due to political stuff, I would not be surprised if they didn't want to do any extra work.
It's true. As we're walking through, are we still kind of like is there still like a tree line sort of around us, or have we kind of gone into a clearing now?
You've been walking on a path. There's no tree line. The trees are around you. Like, there's a tree. There's a forest edge, but I'm assuming you're taking that map, that path you've put on the map.
Yeah, that's at the very least heavily proposed and does not need to be to the letter. But
so, I would say you're going up between the forests there, especially if you wanted to leave outside of the town area, where it says Darkwood Road, and you're kind of essentially turning to where it opens up into the river, across from there. So you're somewhere in between the tree lines, but it's open where you're at. You're not in the middle of the forest.
Okay. If we were to look into the tree line, do we see the same like massacre or at least signs of similar death that Spis is explaining to have seen outside the village?
Go ahead, roll me another perception check. Why not?
the speed I can speed walk is
We had to get the hell out of there.
Well, I'll say like you're going to reach that edge by like midday, pretty much. But we can like cut across as you're talking a bit through the time, because in that portion, it's not like there's a lot of things that are going to happen. Sometimes I cut travel a little bit. Time still passes as expected, but I cut travel a bit.
Yeah.
With the 23, yeah. No, I mean, as you've been walking, you see remnants of things anywhere in the tree lines. Surprisingly, nothing like, it's mostly the denizens of the night. It's mostly other animals, bodocks, things that don't look very natural. Same thing. They're just left, kind of hunted, just marked up, not really consumed. They're rotting. Some of them are rotting. They've been there for that long.
Right. Okay. Okay. Ooh. That seemed very. I'm not trophy-esque because it doesn't seem to care about them, but it does seem very much like a look at what I did, like a display.
Or like it doesn't care about really what happens after. It just wants to kill things.
Mm. I mean,
Considering it, I mean, considering that it it feels very unlikely for that many creatures to be wandering around and getting killed. It does feel a lot more likely that, I mean, considering that the tree line, it's a lot more. It's not unreasonable to say that it could view the somewhat consistent torchlight along the paths during the night to be its barrier. Stopping it from advancing stop it from advancing its territory on and across the pathways. So trying to get people to stop going on the pathways could allow us to continue.
I will say, Circe,
Mhm.
with the 23, you do notice one other thing. You do see very slight hints of the red kind of glowing past
Oh,
the trees.
gosh. Staring at us, isn't it? Great, 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 great. I love that.
This is fine.
This is fine. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Sassy nods to Victor's statement because she agrees fully. And I don't think she cares if it knows that she knows. She will, as they're walking, just be like, it's also, well, maybe not the same one, but something similar is watching us from the trees.
Oh, great.
Wonderful. So it definitely knows of people using these trails. Great.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't, it seems to be keeping a pretty consistent distance, but yeah, it's definitely watching us.
Considering it's either immense dislike or an inability to enter the sunlight. That is, I am very thankful about that.
How far away from the tree line would you say we are?
If you're in the middle of the road,
Mhm.
quite a bit. I mean, like a block's worth of a distance.
Can
Maybe a little
I
than that.
Several hundred feet then, okay.
Yeah, like 300 to 400 feet, maybe.
as we're like walking, can I start to walk at a diagonal until I'm close enough to Druidcraft into the tree line? And
Sure.
I want to see, I'm basically figuring out Quiet Place rules. Does it react to natural sound? So I want to like make a noise that sounds like scuttling in the trees and see if it reacts to the noise that I've like, I can't remember what the word is, but out into the tree line. That's where the noise is happening in his
So-
territory, in its territory.
Druidcraft only goes out to 30 feet.
Yeah, I'm going close, man. He can't come out into the light.
Sassy, what are you doing?
I've got your little thingy. And she's got Victor's thingy, the light that Victor gave her. To keep me safe.
Spis goes with.
Thank you. It's the perfect plan. you know, there's a movie in the Feywild called The Quiet Place, and I just want to know the rules of this creature. Yeah, and I
Very
want to
good.
make a noise, and I just want to make it sound like scuttling, like a little, maybe like, you know, like a squirrel, something that sounds alive, and just see if it reacts to the noise.
Okay.
Vikta's gonna be like 10 feet back from wherever they're doing this. Fucking dumbasses.
With Victor's track record, you should definitely stay as far away though. Of just attracting death for some reason.
Trying to track the death of this terrifying beast.
Someone else causes an issue, Victor dies. It seems to be a consistency.
Victor, back up more.
So you reach about 30 feet in distance.
Mhm.
The eyes move with you. They stay far into the forest, but they kind of move along with you.
Oh, it is definitely watching us.
And you make the noise, and the eyes do not leave. They don't look towards the noise. They just keep staring in your direction.
Huh. You know I'm here, I say out loud. Oh, that's a good shout, though. He's like really far into the woods. Like I'm not.
He's a bit far. He's, I would say, like 200 feet in.
Okay. Okay, so
where
he's definitely too far.
It's more dense and the light's not hitting.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then out loud, because I can't hit him with telepathy because he's too far away. Are you watching me?
You see it kind of walk a little closer, only for the head to be within the light, the god rays going through the forest canopy, the tree canopies. And not too far off, a few feet in front of you, this large metallic quill just lands into the ground.
Oh, that you boy. I think, despite how terrifying that
we
is.
Be getting the fuck out. We gotta get the
Hold
hell
on.
out of here. Do not care. Do not care.
Despite how terrifying that is, she seems really excited about this interaction. She's like, like how you would treat, arguably quite stupidly, how someone would treat like a massive
Sassy,
bear
I
or a
swear.
tiger. Can I wrap in my like clothing?
Sassy,
Can I pick the
please.
quill up? That he
Uh,
threw at me?
yeah, make a strength check. It's pretty embedded into the ground.
Oh, I might have to call Spis for this one.
Will say,
is it like a porcupine quill?
it looks like a spearhead almost.
Oh, cute.
It is all blade on the edges and flat. So imagine like a really long spearhead without any signs of it being able to be connected to anything. Like a blade, like just the blade of a sword with no handle. Just it has a very intricate design, almost like if the blade was carved, but it seems more natural, like it's out of wear.
Huh. That's cool.
Make a strength check. If you're doing it with Spis, you can do it regularly because it would be normally at disadvantage because there's not an easy way to grab it since it's just blade, pretty much.
If it looks embedded, can I ask Spis to do it since Spis is with me?
With just Spis, it would still be at a disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Well, she's stronger than me.
With both of you, it would be at a regular.
Okay. Can I help Spis? Because I know Spis is stronger than me.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Okay. I will give her the cloak the bit of cloth that I was using to like wrap around my hand. the Spis can use it. And yes, I will help Spis pull this quill out.
Okay.
Let's best make a strength check.
Hopefully this doesn't go embarrassingly low like last time I rolled strength.
Well, to be fair,
Never say that out loud.
I will say if you fail, you can just try again. It's not like there's anything preventing you from pulling it out eventually.
It shoots another quill at us.
Hmm.
Don't worry,
you,
Spis.
you definitely slice your hand. You take 5 points of slicing damage, and your hand is bleeding profusely. It doesn't want to stop. So you're not only did you take 5 points of slicing damage, you now have the bleeding condition on you currently.
Oh, fun.
What is bleeding? I know that it exists in Baldur's Gate. I haven't had anything else. Bleeding.
Do you want to try again, Spis?
I think so, yeah.
Guidance.
Go for it.
You're casting guidance on Spis?
Yeah, you have a +4 to whatever you roll, or a plus 1d4 to whatever you roll.
Okay.
Yes, you can. I mean, it's daytime. It's not. It's still gloomy, cloudy, but it's not. Clearly, it's not trying to get out of the forest for a reason. But you can do it just for precaution's sake.
Yes.
That's yeah. This time with ease, you just pull it out. It seemed to have been halfway embedded into the ground. Such an intricate designing on the blade itself. Something you uniquely notice is the material. Contrary to what you would expect, it seems to be made completely out of pure silver.
Ooh, that's so cool.
You got a Nargacougar quill. Take another 5 points of bleeding damage. You're profusely bleeding currently.
Let's go.
I don't even know what that is. I don't know how to help. I mean, I can heal you, but I don't even know what bleeding does.
I think it just means I'm continuously losing damage or losing health because I'm bleeding. 5 points.
I will say, after a minute of you just standing still, Spis, the bleeding stops.
Okay. Cool. I imagine Spis, after trying to pull it out the first time and cut themselves, was just like, oh, screw you, and just used the other hand and yanked it out.
It's about the size of a short sword. The blade of a short sword. It's a bit wide, so it would be awkward on a blade. But it can be made into a sword if you really wanted to. And it's made out of pure silver, and it has these intricate designs on the edge of the actual edge itself that seems to come naturally to these quills.
You did it.
It is also extremely sharp. Like no blacksmith you know of makes these blades that sharp that almost just touching it seems to cut your finger.
I do have a thing for that. I think it's probably gonna rip this to shreds, but since Circe doesn't wear it, and I never got to dance at a dance, I'm gonna have my my shawl thing that I had for Castilla's memorial ball, and kind of help lay it so we can wrap it up in multiple rolls of fabric.
Okay.
Hopefully stop it from cutting anyone ever again until we want it to.
Spis picks
Yeah. Straight through everything. God damn it.
As long as you're not putting any weight on it and having it too close to the edge, it seems to be holding up.
Cool.
Sweet. I feel like we should probably leave him alone, though. He seems very hangy.
Yeah, I don't want another one of these.
Just, I
Yeah.
didn't know he was going to do that, but it seems pretty cool.
You guys look back and the eyes aren't there anymore.
Oh, fuck.
Well, thanks for the present. Spis kind of calls out into the forest.
I like to think that's what it was, too. Okay.
And then she's gonna turn and just kind of walk away, holding this awkwardly holding this quill thing wrapped in a blanket. Like, ooh, that was fun.
I'm full of Spis. I'm so happy with myself. I am beaming of what we have experienced here today. But I will hail Spis because I feel bad that she cut her hand for me. You healed well.
I suppose we could put it in the bag of holding, yes.
Yeah, that'd probably be good. She's gonna like awkwardly try and put it in the bag of holding with I assume Castilla holding it open.
Flat side down.
Yeah. She's gonna try and drop it in like flat side down. You know, hopefully when we pick that up again, we remember that. Sharp, sharp.
It's very sharp.
Okay. It goes in the bag of holding. I mean, it's a magical bag.
Nice. I mean, if nothing else, it seems incredibly sentient. It seemed not interested in noises, like regular woodland noises, which was my thought. I was wondering if it was, does it react to every sound, or is it intelligent enough to be able to differentiate, woodland noises from what's actually interesting, aka us?
It likely is able to distinguish between what it desires and what is normal around it. The natural sounds.
Because, yeah, I'm slowly doing tests because it can see visibility almost certainly, and now I know that it reacts to not nature noises.
It sees invisibility.
Yeah. No. Yes.
Oh,
I think.
I forgot. You told us that.
Well, I didn't tell you that. I kept that to my. Oh no, I told you that. I didn't tell Castilla that. Castilla doesn't know that. Yes. I think. So, we're learning about this creature who hides in the dark and wants to kill us.
Yeah, Spis going to the edge thinking she was hidden.
And Castilla and Circe immediately getting called out on her shit.
What about you not
Look.
told me that?
That's true. I did tell you that. It knows where you are. Sees.
Spis and Circe cannot be trusted to keep a secret.
Heck, it's fine. I sort of also revealed it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But yeah. So not our friend. How are we going to avoid it on the trail? Because it seems pretty prolific at murdering us. We're just gonna sit in a campfire light and hope that it doesn't shoot quills at us from the dark.
Well, midday and getting a rough estimate on where they traveled. It wouldn't be unfeasible for us to fly to the prison, or at the very least to the Tyrants' archives to get something resembling a shelter. Whatever we can. The archives may not actually be as that well of a idea. Because Vikda looks over to Castilla. I do recall that it being mentioned them being guarded. If correct, am I correct on that?
Archive?
Yeah, the Tyrants' archives being guarded by royal guards.
Castilla, you would know that at some point it was, but as of late, from before you even left, they were not necessarily guarding the archive because from what your father was able to find, he has acquired most of what he was able to find initially within the archive, and it seemed like there was no way for him to go further in. So, he left it as it was.
All right, so we should be able to get it. And considering that he was able to get inside, it should not be that difficult for us. So that is very easily able to be a stopping point for us. Because
I mean, yeah, I can try. I'm not sure. I'm not good at map distances to know how long, because obviously when you're flying, you're taking the quickest route.
well, our main destination is going east. Would be going east, and Vikda points in the direction of the river, and our destination is the Tyrants' archives, which I'm going to assume is highly visible. It would be, thankfully, I doubt we'll be able to miss it. So we'll thankfully not have to worry about it. We can
That's true.
taking a pit stop at the archives is the ideal route, and I do not know if it is different region to region, but large birds are not uncommon, at the very least in the mountain range that I grew up in. So a giant eagle is less likely to raise suspicion. At the very again though, at the very least from where I grew up.
Yeah, maybe keep your heads down so anybody with, super sharp vision won't tell that there's people riding on the back of the bird.
With all the excess motion of flying, I would have doubts of them be able to make out any details, but better safe than sorry with all that we're dealing with.
Is there like on your little map idea? Just because I can wad shape for 5 hours straight. If it's longer than 5 hours, is there a place for us to stop that's not on the tippy top of a mountain?
The archives are on the edge of the mountain range, so.
Okay, so we could stop like in the forest. That's terrifying. Okay.
Shouldn't be too long. It should not be that long of a flight.
Okay. I guess we won't know until we try.
You should be able to reach at least the archives.
Okay. Get my
actually-
giant eagle out.
The archives would be. You would reach midday to reach the shoreline, right?
Mhm.
On foot as you guys are going now. Flying to the archives, it would start getting closer to. By midday, I mean like 5, 4.
Mhm.
You know, it'd start getting closer to sunset. Technically, with your flight, you could fly all the way to the prison and just make it with 5 hours, but you would be flying through darkness.
Mhm. Which we wanted to avoid because we didn't know what was in the sky that was deadly and
Yeah.
gonna kill us. Okay, so archives is it is.
And do we? I thought we had a map of Stick Heist.
Yeah, you guys are planning now because you have a map of Civ Heist. That's fine. Yeah.
That's what Vikta's been going. That's why I was imagining Vikta's been going off this entire time. So
You have a map of Stick Heist, and you definitely have a map of Baja because you bought that at Eden before you left.
yeah.
Okay, so do we want to go now? You want me to do it now, or
That, unless anyone has any other ideas that do not involve going to the tree lines.
yeah?
All right. In that case, Circe, if you'd be willing.
Okie dokie. Yeah, a wild ship into a giant eagle, my favorite form.
All right.
And I lower
Pretty cool.
down to let people climb aboard.
Okay, easy enough. Everyone gets on.
Yeah.
And
With my heightened bird eyes, can I take one last look into the trees and see if he's in there?
go for it.
With my, it's not heightened by much. It's advantage. No, worse than I did before.
18's not bad. No, you don't really see any sign of him.
I won't dwell on it too much. I'll just straight up into the air.
Okay. And you're off. You guys, I will make you roll. Through most of the day already by foot. I would say as time goes on and you fly off towards around the time where sun begins to set, you do make it by the tower. Distinct landmark, very large, almost very not destroyed by any means, but weared down tower, multiple towers. It's kind of like keep like building. The Tyrants archive. You landing? Where are you landing?
Before I land, can I do another visual check just to make sure that I'm looking for evil creatures, but also royal guards, that kind of shtick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anybody hanging around? 23.
23. You don't see anybody around the tower. You don't really see much in terms of signs of things. A few 100 feet off in the distance, you do see some of the trees kind of rustle. But besides that, nothing much.
Okay, I feel pretty safe about that concept. I will take a down anywhere that's a clearing that is not immediately in front of the door. So like maybe off to a side somewhere, but definitely in a clearing, not in the trees.
There's a clearing not too far off from the Tyrant's Tower, and you land safely onto the ground.
All right. All right.
This tower in your visual is tall. It's no castle by any means, but it's very tall and very imposing. There's multiple smaller towers around, attached to it, but kind of giving this watchtower-like formation around. But the main tower in the center is looking like a kind of like a rook. Is that the? I believe that's the right term. Large, bulky, and tall. And there seems to be only, as far as you can tell, there's not any windows anywhere around, and there's only one door in the front, just a regular wooden door.
Vikta is gonna make a perception check for our surroundings, considering.
Sure. 17. You don't see much.
All right.
So we're going in the tower. That's the plan.
Yes, it's better than camping outside.
Castilla, can you trap check? I know Emily's voice is not doing great, but could Castilla do trap check? Salut! On the door. Presumably. Nice.
You check around the door as you guys approach, looking for traps, and you don't really see anything. It seems to be like a regular wooden door. There's a knocker on it, and there's a handle.
And on the wall nearby, we see a message sprawled out.
I will say you notice that there's no keyhole on that door.
This is like meta. This is Marigold's message there of like, do not enter.
As well,
Is that what you were referencing?
yeah. Because I mean that did happen before we came here, so
Yeah.
It would be there.
She's such a little bitch.
You do see the writing on the wall. Yeah, it says "Do not
That's
enter."
so and funny. He's the worst.
Weren't there
She
names
is.
carved into the side of the wall or something? Like for us
I think it's that
completing.
property of you guys wrote down like property of, or we own this, or we found this, something like that.
It was like we were asked what our names were, and then we saw them like carved. We saw them like somewhere.
Oh, that's inside the
That's inside. Okay.
Yeah.
the tower.
Marigold was just being a bitch and just wrote like spooky do not enter curse shit on the outside to try and get people to stop going in there so it would be there to
I love that.
loot.
Outside of game, it was inside the tower in the book because you had completed one of the rooms, so
Right.
your names were record kept.
Nice.
Gotcha. I can't remember where. I just knew that the names were written down. And Monty was like, "Damn, I said Susan."
Oh yes! But it did lie about her name. Wow. Unfortunately for Marigold, we fear nothing, so Can we like try the handle? Just give it a little jiggle. The door, like the knocker thingy. Because you said there's no lock, right?
There's no lock. There's a door handle and there's a knocker.
Okay, I'll try the handle. Just give it a little wiggle.
You try the handle, you give it a little wiggle, and it moves.
I press it down.
Yeah. You press it down, you push, the door doesn't open.
Oh. Do we have to knock? Do we have to be polite? He looks at everyone like, should I knock? Feels like announcing ourselves a little bit. I knock.
Spis shrugs.
I do shave and a haircut, the with the knocker.
You dun 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 with a knocker. Nothing happens. And then the door flings open. And you're pulled in.
Oh no.
Oh gosh.
All of you. Like a vacuum of air just sucks you in. You see colors, various colors, almost like you're entering some sort of portal. And then hard ground.
Oh. Everybody okay?
This. Good. Good. Oh, this seems to not have been a good idea.
Oh shit. Hello?
Give me a here. This place requires different music.
Why do I feel like we're just gonna end session here?
You need to know what the ambiance is.
We gotta see Susan in the book.
You're Susan. That's not very fantasy.
Who's Susan?
I've
Is
not
that
heard
his
of a
name,
name like
Bob?
that before.
That's true. That is true.
Was that one of the names in the book?
Bob? No,
Oh,
but we know
no,
Bob.
No, yeah, the NPC. Yeah, never mind. To be fair though, that was a Asclepian.
That just reminds me of that
was
movie.
Asclepian naming conventions.
Hmm.
Alright, I do not know if that. Highly doubt, considering your father not mentioning this before, it might have just not been relevant.
Oh, not the
Or
weirdest thing that happened.
yes, all of that. So it either way, considering the time considering the time, we should probably set up camp. Wait for the night.
You, as you say that and you look around, you find yourself in what seems like a unique looking room. There are books on the walls, like library books, but there's no ceiling. Up above, you see trees, the chirping of birds, the sunlight, a fireplace, and one large tree right above that fireplace.
Ah, cute.
Behind, there is a singular door. Underneath what looks like a large automaton of some sorts. He seems unactivated, facing just straight forward. This automaton holds these large protrusions, these almost blockers to the door.
Sort of like a sort of like a bar lock, like just locking the door.
No. He's on top of the door. The door is almost like built into his torso, and he holds in front of him, onto the sides, not covering the door.
Mhm.
These almost large, detailed. How do I say this? Barricades on each arm.
Ooh. That feels welcoming.
Considering this is a castle, it's not surprising it has precautions.
We're in a tree section, right? There's no ceiling.
There's no ceiling. It doesn't seem like it. It just looks like a bunch of treetop above you. The walls cover you all 360. So the library books cover you. There's 2 library books walls on the right, on the left. Behind you is the door, the singular door with the large centurion-like automaton. And in front of you is that fireplace with the tree above it. So you're closed in, but the room is strange. Like there's the ceiling. There's theoretically there is a ceiling, but it's all treetop.
And there's one very big tree that's prominent above the fireplace.
Yes.
Does it appear like it's growing out of the fireplace, or that it's just atop?
It feels like it's growing from around the fireplace. Like it seems to be on top, but you can assume that perhaps it is growing from the fireplace.
Do I have that spell? Probably not, she says.
Vikda is going to approach the automaton and can I do an investigation check to see if I can infer the activation? Like what
As
would activate it?
you
Not
do approach, though, I will say, both of the barricades shut in front of the door, and the eyes begin to glow on the automaton.
He did not like that. He doesn't want us to leave.
Have entered the tower. What is your purpose here? You have not just entered, but you have bypassed the decoy floor into the actual tower. The eyes kind of like look down and look at everyone. What are your names?
I am Vikda.
The eyes look from you to the next.
This is very. This is so weird. I'm Circe. She holds a hand out for a second and then is like, "That's a." That's giant. That's ridiculous. It pulls back.
Spis.
Peculiar. Perhaps you have not broken in, but were invited instead. These names fall under the parameters. The automaton kind of removes the blockades, and its body shrinks. Still large, very large, but more like 10 foot tall as opposed to, or 8 foot tall, I would say, as opposed to the huge 15-foot automaton. Now that you see it, it steps out. The doorway now staying on the wall as a doorway, and its feet kind of leave as it steps forward. It holds these barricades in both arms, these large shields. A unique automaton. Its design, its bulkiness. We have, I should say, he has been expecting you. The
And who would that be?
the current caretaker of the tower. He who keeps the tower in check, even though its master no longer resides within the tower. He is known as the Lycon.
Lycon. Okay. Is he, is he gonna meet us in here, or are we going through there?
The first one, Emily. I will allow you passage. I shall come with you. You are allowed to leave if you would like, but I would assist or insist that you at least speak to the Lycon. He has been expecting your arrival, particularly, and would probably like to speak to you before you make any decisions.
I mean, I don't think we have any objections. We were planning on staying at least until the sun came back up again. I don't know if you know what's going on out there, but it's not great being out at night. Yeah.
I will say you have not picked the best places for that. For time, stay still within the tower.
Is that
But
like a
if
whole
you-
tower situation?
Yes. If you were to choose to leave, you can stay within the decoy floor where time does not move, since it is truly not within the tower.
Okay. It's fine. I mean, if time's frozen, I guess we got all the time in the world, right?
Right.
I don't see why not.
He kind of moves into the wall and places himself like he was before, but he is now like it's his backside facing you. And the door is just open.
Yeah. I guess if anyone doesn't, unless anybody's got any objections, we follow the bigger than me anyway, automaton.
I suppose.
As you enter the door, you find yourself in a large entryway, almost for like a castle. A stairway that leads up these white, pure marble floors. The walls, almost red and browns everywhere. And there are a lot of doors everywhere. The main stairway that leads up seems to have what looks like to be a statue at the end of it, and a book underneath the statue. And as you walk past the door behind you closes. And off the wall on the other end comes out the automaton.
Ooh.
Please, can you sign yourselves in to the tower so that we know that you have arrived? I will look for the Lycon and inform of your arrival.
Yeah, totally. Sure.
All right.
How is this the weirdest thing that's happened today?
We were in the sky for half. We were traveling for more than half of it.
Sure. There was not a lot of time for anything to go weird. No. I'll sign the book. Oh,
Yeah, fuck it.
why not?
You
We're
head your
here.
way up the main stairs that stop at what looks like to be a split, like a big, large stairs that have a T essentially, with two other stairs on each end that keep going further up.
Mm.
At that T, there is what looks like to be a large statue of an individual, a man, an older man wearing a wizard's cloak. And there's a book underneath him, a large tome that is closed on a pedestal with a quill right next to an oil.
Yeah. Yeah. I picked the quill up. I opened the book. Can I thumb through it and have a little look to find just I'm looking at the previous names, but also I'm trying to find an empty page or like the next page that I should be writing on. But I want to look. I'm being nosy.
I will say, give me a perception check to see what names you catch.
Perception. I keep immediately my brain keeps wanting to click persuasion, and I don't know why. 23.
23. The first few names you see, the first name you see in the front is. Give me a second here. I need to get a last name for this person.
Open up the fancy name generator.
No, this is an actual individual.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna learn surnames.
Whenever I hear the ambient, music, like make a page turning noise, I keep on thinking it's like Jesse or Abby's.
Ah, there we go. Rorik Tamalon is the very first name.
What? Avalon, that's a fancy name.
You go further down, and you see one that says just the Dreadnought.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I think I have an idea of. I'm going to. Am I able to confirm the suspicions of what this large automaton perhaps looks like?
Perhaps.
Aw,
Oh my god.
you live!
Yes,
Not that I know that.
The Dreadnought
Hell.
Railroad.
I'm like, damn, look at this big automaton.
Oh my god, it's giant spite, fucking hell.
Deep down somewhere, Kiki and Dora are like, yes!
A little further down, you see the name the Lycon.
Oh.
And then at the very
That's
end,
weird.
before you're able to find space to sign, you see 3 other names,
Mhm.
which were, I believe,
Hegmel, Monty, and Marigold.
yeah.
Well, Susan.
Herigold, Hegmel, Marigold, and Susan.
Well, you don't see Susan. You see those 3 names said before.
He knew you were lying. He was like, you're lying to me. Your name is not Susan.
Ah, shit. No one told Monty. No one told Susan.
Not Susan.
She'd be devastated.
That's so funny. Cool.
I feel like if we, imagine if we look in the decoy room, we'll see Susan.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Cool. Yeah, I wrote my name in the space that's free under Monty's, I guess, is if it's the last one. Whoever's last, I wrote my name.
What is your full name?
My full name.
Yep.
Circe is just Circe Verloc is her full name. She doesn't have a middle name.
You write down Circe Verloc, and another part appears at the end of your name. A third part.
I have a third name.
It goes Circe Verloc Tamalon.
Fuck off. Where's it? Where's it?
It appears to detect. Huh.
Hold on, Victor, write your name down. And I'm staring intently. And what happens when Victor writes his name down?
Yeah, Vikda just writes down Vikda.
You write down Victa. Victa, would you know the well, actually, would you know if whether or not your tribe cared about last names?
Yes, Vikda's tribe did not care about last names.
Yeah, well, it would just be Victa.
Oh no. Tamalon! That cannot be a coincidence. That feels too. Who's that? Sorry. Now's probably not the time for that.
Spis, I guess, hesitantly takes it next. Like, okay. And just writes down, Spicitus, sorry, I have Emily spamming me. Emily, are you telling me to write down Castilla's last name? No, Spis would just write down her last name, her true name, I guess. Spicitus Coopvent.
And you write it down, and it stays there in ink.
Castilla has such a royal name.
Yep, written down with ease.
Penelope Charlotte.
After you all write down your names, a symbol appears at the very end of your names. Almost like a diamond. And the book closes by itself. As you hear footsteps coming down the stairs. I have heard that we have guests. Above you, on the rail where the other stairs lead to, is an individual wearing what looks like to be kind of like a butler's attire. He has gray skin. He seems to be of I believe it's supposed to be of drow descendancy. So. Welcome, esteemed guests, to the Tower of the Tyrant. I would love to tell you that the Tyrant's here to welcome you. But he's not. He's been gone for quite a while now. I can't count the amount of time he's been gone. But that's neither here nor there. I am the Lycon. Head of the tower in terms of the help. The leader, the head butler. There are a couple of other individuals that work here that you'll be meeting at some point. As a matter of fact, present yourselves. From the wall, a ghostly apparition appears. What looks like to be a motherly woman, long white hair, wearing a maid's outfit. She has these two mischievous-looking imps following her. And she bows. Hi, I am Rebecca. I am one of the head maids of the tower. Welcome. The automaton appears as well, back, large in form, stepping into view. I am known as the Dreadnought.
No.
I am the security for this tower. And the Lycon speaks up. Unfortunately, this is it for now. The rest of the individuals are busy. Two others. They will show themselves with time. Please, you are welcome. In fact, I've been expecting you. Castilla, Circe, Vikda, and Spicitus were the names, I believe. You are probably quite confused. That's expected. You are free to leave whenever you want. I'm not holding you hostage by any means. But I must say, I need a favor of the rest of you. Through whatever means my visions have been given to me, I have seen the four of you, the five, and within these corridors, proving that you are capable of perhaps solving our problems. If you prove that that's not the case, then of course I will not bother you any further. But if you can assist me, I will make it worth your while. There are various amounts of ancient artifacts within this tower, held deep in its secrets. I have access to them. Anything you find useful, you're allowed to keep within reason. But first I must ask, what do you know about primals? And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Oh no. That's never a fun question. More than we should. Oh dear. Oh, wow. Oh no.
Fuck it out.
So fun.
Please. He's like, hey, I heard you guys are weird as fuck. Could you help with this problem that we're having?
We have some very strange pests.
How much do you know about primals? And we're like, oh shit. Enough
know
to know
about
that they're
them.
no fun.
Enough to know that we shouldn't fuck with them right now, and we kind of have a thing going on.
We could get some cool shit though. What did the our one shot group, they got like a freaking
They got one. They got probably one of the
legendary
best
weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably one of the best results of that.
All because
That we took away from ourselves.
Yeah, all because we started poking into every door until we found the easiest looking one.
We're like,
The
what
one that
seems
had
like the
one that had the best
nicest?
vibes. Yeah, we literally just looked for the one that had the best vibes. That wasn't like all evil and shit.
Yeah, we poked our heads into like 6 doors and said, this one looks the least deadly. We'll go for this one. And then we got the best weapon possible.
It's a bonus 2 to attack and damage. Has 5 charges. The freaking sword. Oh my god. While holding the sword, you can use an action to cause it to teleport 40 feet into the air to a point you can see with 120 feet. As part of this action, you can spend 3 of the sword's charges to cause it to release an incinerating pillar. God, we really took a cool weapon away from ourselves, didn't we? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there's just
It's a beast.
Yeah, there's just some automaton running around with that now. Or what is it mold again?
Warforged.
Yeah, there's just some Warforged running around with that now.
Yeah.
Just some guy.
Casually a legendary weapon of Kier, or however you pronounce his name. Oh gosh. I mean, I suppose our only saving grace is the fact that the time has stopped while we're in here. So realistically, we can hear him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear him out and do, if it's a small task, accomplish it for him.
Yeah.
If it's actually killing a primal, fuck no, we got other things to worry about right now.
It's like we don't, we can come back and maybe die later, but we've got like other things that mean that we need to be alive for.
Well, I appreciate that the sentiment, Emily. Would Castilla want to do this? Would want to participate in this, as opposed to helping her mom?
Time stopped.
Well, it depends on where in the tower it is. Will
Yes,
time
that's
stop
true.
in those rooms?
A question we must ask. Let me write that down. Is time stopped?
Alright, fuck it. If Castilla of all people is enticed.
Yeah. I think if time is frozen while we kill these primals, then I think it wouldn't be a bad idea. But if time isn't a frozen, then we'd really have to
Buffer.
stop and consider how much time can we spend?
Yeah.
I've written the note down to remind us to ask.
But no, we were directly informed of time being frozen in here.
Yeah, it just depends on where they send us to do this task.
Yeah. We know.
Okay,
Like, is
yeah.
it still gonna transfer over?
Yeah, where we are
Okay,
right
yeah,
now,
fair enough.
time is frozen. But the room the primal's in might be down in the decoy area. You know.
It might have
Alright, yeah,
escaped.
fair enough.
Oh, damn. Damn. I do really want to keep talking, but I have to go to bed because I have work tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I expect me to ramble more about everything at some point.
Of course.
But yeah, it was very fun, Jesse. Thank you.
Very
I had a
fun.
really good time.
Well, you guys
I
had initially started the beginnings of one of the raids. So,
Let's go.
all because we wanted to hide in a castle. In retrospect, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what happens with magical castles. But you know, we didn't know that. A
Okay,
one-shot
so
team would have known that.
So looking back at my notes, I want to make note of this. So you guys remember that one shot of the end of Asclepia with Belladonna?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Moriel. Remember that? Remember her? Her son, Fenris Tamalon.
Oh crap!
The person we heavily assumed to be Guck.
I mean, if we're linking Tamalons, it's definitely linking up a bit more.
Oh.
Whoopsie. Okay.
And considering Circe's family, I feel like we know Guck's actual. I feel like we know Guck's actual name. if Guck is like shorthand for something.
Mhm. I'm gonna leave you with that thought. I'm gonna hope to bed.
Well, on that note, good night, guys.
Good night.
good night.
See you next week.
See ya.
Next week.
So wait.